gentlemen, it is yet another evening, another Saturday. Welcome to Saturday Night Hypnosis, episode 64, ladies and gentlemen. My God, this is pretty damn amazing. Don't worry, I'm going to go on camera soon. I know Avatar, all that good stuff. I'm going to do it. Just give me a second. But welcome everybody to episode number 64. Obviously, I am your host, Hypnotic, and welcome our special guest, Jay from Desolute Soul Studio. What's going on, Jay? Make sure your mic's on. Think you're muted.
Yep. We can hear you. Please speak.
Yeah. Howdy. How's everyone doing? Thank you.
Doing great, man.
Doing good.
Doing great. Thank you for joining us. We got a lot to talk about, people. There is some craziness going on this week. And of course, the hot topic is the Marvels. Everybody is talking about this movie. And by everybody, I mean nobody except YouTubers. And there's a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, regarding this movie. There is a lot of hot takes also regarding this movie that we're going to kind of go over in the stream tonight. So let's just get our intros out the way while I set myself up. And we're going to start with our local racist, Ryan Roger Athay. Take it away.
Well, hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Atreus is here, so it's fun time again on Saturday night. Yeah. Good to see you robbed your way into a new studio. Loved your last live stream, by the way, mainly because you weren't in it. But my name is Ryan Roger Athay. I hope you're all doing well. And welcome to Saturday Night Hypnosis. It's great to see Jay of Desolute Soul Studios. The first time I've ever interacted with this fine chap, and I'm sure we'll get on like a city on fire. Isn't that right, Atreus? But yes, here's to a great show.
Hell
no. I just like to mention one thing before my intro ends. I will be interviewing a black man tomorrow, Sheepsidian, regarding the Rippaverse reality-based comics, episode 5. This proves I'm not a racist. Okay.
Ryan is definitely one of those white
Ryan is going to have a
conversation
with a black person, right?
Exactly. I have a black friend, so I'm not racist.
He got his shield ready to go.
Clearly, Ryan has missed Atreus dramatically. It's very
regarding the most successful independent comic in the 21st century, created by a black man. How can I be racist if I'm highlighting this great project?
Do we need to leak the group chat DMs?
Yeah,
no, let's not.
We should.
We'll all get canceled.
Dirty laundry.
Don't ever
I will be
expose ourselves at the process.
I will be hopefully doing something with the Rippaverse very soon. I got to send an email to those guys. I spoke to a couple people. It'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool to get them on. So we'll figure that out. All right, our local tranny, Leon. What's up, man? How you doing?
You know what it is? Another Saturday night. I'm stoked to be here. I had a tumultuous day. I feel like I've kind of blossomed into a man. Earlier I bit my lip to the point it bled, and so I started feeling like Atreus. My lip swelled up, got all big and black. So, but then I took some I took some mouthwash and it burned like a son of a bitch. But I powered through it, and I feel like Kratos from God of War. So I'm feeling all jazzed up. Let's do it.
Wyatt, when we first started Saturday Night Hypnosis, I think we were probably the most extreme in terms of like borderline like racist comments. We're totally outclassed now at this point.
Oh yeah,
it's not even close. You might as well just race swap and just join a trace.
Yeah, really.
At this point, yeah.
You better not.
All right. Speaking of which,
scared.
Mr. Atreus himself and his brand new stolen studio, man. Take it away.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Atreus. I'm back. Back on YouTube doing my thing. But more importantly, I got some smoke for y'all today, man. I've sat back and I watched, and it's some topics I missed on. I hated that I missed last week's show. And I ain't gonna lie to you, my ass is killing me. Y'all know I work 2 house nigga jobs. You know what I'm saying? While everybody's out slaving in the cold and the heat, and I'm in the house. I'm in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling in the AC. You know what I'm saying? So, but I got something. I'm gonna derail the show tonight.
Cool.
So let's just.
Black man comes in here and fucks everything.
He's gonna
up.
pull. Yeah, shocker.
Well,
I know.
You can derail it more than I can.
haven't used my race card all year. I've been holding it just for this.
It's better than blowing it up.
I got several whites on the panel tonight. Yes, sir. Whites.
I don't even know what it's about, so I'm gonna be just as surprised as everybody in the chat. So make sure all you guys in the chat like the stream. Let's get the stream out there. All right, we got our special guest tonight, Jay from Desolate Soul Studios. Man, what's going on? How you doing?
Thanks for inviting me, guys. I'm like really, really excited to be on this DEI panel. It's nice to be surrounded by trannies, blacks, all these
I
Jews.
lost my black card the
Wonderful
moment I
people.
came on this show. I lost my black card the moment I came on this show. This is an all-white panel. I'm sorry.
But you should have regained
no.
it during the Director X debacle.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm looking forward to this discussion because it's there's going to be a lot of hot takes. I watched the Marvels this afternoon. Like I said, there's a knot in my stomach. That's how bad this movie is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this with you guys. I've watched you guys and just started my channel. I'm just growing, trying to be a bigger fish day by day, and see where it goes.
Someone
Absolutely,
watches
man.
my channel. Wow.
Well,
I
I
didn't say
appreciate you
yours.
hanging out with
I just
us.
said
Yeah, just in general.
Well,
You're gonna
Jay,
fit
to be
right
fair,
in,
if you-
Jay.
if you
You're
don't
gonna
watch
fit right
Ryan's
in.
channel, you're in good company. I'm just saying. All right. Speaking of which, Dragon Slayer commentaries. Take it away, good man.
Oh man, well, this is gonna be a good night, everybody. But just a quick intro. I am Dragon Slayer from Dragon Slayer Commentaries. I make review videos regarding everything that comes out of Hollywood these days, and some old nostalgic ones as well. And I saw the Marvels too in the high seas, and let me just say, I postponed everything I was originally working on to now focus on destroying this thing as quickly as possible so I can get back to my usual schedule. So yeah, this is going to be quite the night. Let's just go on and do it. Okay, I know Wyatt also has some words to say. He's just as angry as I am.
Dragon Slayer uses a voice changer, folks, just so you all know.
Well, don't forget,
This is my voice, you British fuck.
Our local liberal is going to turn everything upside down when we talk about the Marvels. So it's all good. Don't worry about
Our
it.
local liberal.
We have a local
Wyatt.
liberal. Don't worry. You'll
Give me
figure
that
out the chat. No, not you, Wyatt. Not you. The chat will
Okay.
figure out who the local liberal is in
I
once we
threw
get
that.
into the
I burned
conversation.
that card a long time ago.
Not the local liberal.
You're only a local liberal, just anyway, because of your location. So
Apparently, I'm
take it away,
liberal
Wyatt.
after that Director X interview.
You're
Yeah,
certainly
you a
gay
liberal.
now.
We can
Now.
vote for Gavin Newsom together, Atreus.
anyway, Wyatt, do you think?
What's up, everybody? I am White's Metal. I'm also Film Rebel. That's right. I run 2 channels. I don't know how, but I make it happen. It's been a rough week for all of us. I was one of, I believe, 3 people who actually watched the finale of Loki. I just now, thanks to Leon, you son of a bitch, watched the Marvels and suffered through that. Me and Dragon Slayer have a lot to get off our chest with that. I completely blame Leon for that one. And also the actors' strike ended, which is unfortunate for all of us. It's kind of great for all of us too, because we're all going to get a lot of content from these retards coming soon. But man, I think we'll look back and enjoy this little break we had for a minute. But yeah, I'm excited to rant about this horrible shit.
I'm gonna be
definitely
real. I
is a
thought that I
catch-22.
would be the only one that ended up watching the Marvels before today's show. I did not expect you guys all jump on that train.
I wasn't gonna watch it, and then
I
you
wasn't
offered
either.
a link, and I was like, all right.
I was going to go. I was going to, since they had the little discount, I was going to go and spend get that little $2 to go to
I wasn't
IMAX,
gonna do
you know what I'm
that.
saying? Just to get an excuse to get out the house with a chick or whatever the case. Man, I was like, damn, do I really want to be with an annoying chick watching an annoying ass movie? Probably not.
With 3 annoying chicks.
No, you don't want to. No, you did not. No, that
made
was
the right call,
it was
Atreus.
bad.
The
Well, I actually visited
Wikipedia-
the high seas and
the-
watched that movie as well.
Right.
But I
if you
didn't.
hadn't
I
given
didn't watch
link,
the
I
whole
wouldn't
thing
watch
though.
it.
To be
The
honest,
high
with you, I'm gonna be
seas
real.
saved us all money. Let's
The-
just admit it.
I
The
watched about 52
Wikipedia
minutes.
page was
and gave
more entertaining than this fucking film. Reading the Wikipedia storyline plot for the Marvels was more fucking entertaining. Save
Oh, yeah.
more time
That's
too.
surprising. You're
So
right though.
We got a lot to talk about tonight, guys. We're gonna obviously dunk on the Marvels. We're gonna talk about a couple other topics as well. But I guess should we just let Atreus derail the stream now before we get into the Marvels, or like?
Yeah, what's the surprise?
Go
shit.
for it.
I will happily derail the stream. So
Oh
I was
shit.
actually gonna
Let's
ask
do
you-
this.
I was going so I've said, so everybody knows.
He's got a couple warrants out for his arrest. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, black people, we went from dying first in the horror movies to getting the first topic on these shows. I mean, ain't that something?
Yeah, you moving on up in the world.
Yeah, moving on up. But
Yep,
so
front of the bus, back of the bus.
so one of the things
everywhere.
that I cannot, one of the things that I cannot wrap my mind around is y'all know Spider-Man 2 came out recently, and everybody got their hands on it. They played it, and you know, there's been a bunch of debacle about it. But one of the things that I just cannot wrap my fucking head around is this Miles Morales is Miles Morales narrative. Now, I gotta have some accountability because I've been a pussy.
Oh,
I've seen quite a few people in this lane of ours say this over the last year, and I always thought of it as kind of weird, but I never said anything because it was like a lot of these people were people that I admired and you know respected. I watched their channels, some of them, and to be honest, it isn't. I don't think it's too many people on our show that has really said this. It's been a lot of I'll give you an.
He's not Spider-Man.
Has had this take before. I saw Melanie Mack with it today. And at first, I was just going to drop a hit piece. You know what I'm saying? Diss track. I was just going to drop down names, everybody's name. But I was like, nah, let me not do that. I
would have loved to be on this track.
Debate. I don't understand the narrative. The Miles Morales is Miles Morales narrative. So I would love for somebody to, whether it's a debate or just an explanation.
Do you remember the Learn to Code fiasco? When all those journalists started like lambasting people for saying learn to code about the AI, when really learn to code was just a way of, it didn't actually mean we expect people to learn to code. It meant, shut the fuck up. You're talking to regular, everyday working class people. That Miles Morales is the learn to code for the comic book community. People say it just to get a rise out of woke journalists.
Well, can I
go ahead.
Can I put my two just real quick? So the Miles Morales is Miles Morales thing, I'll tell you what it means for me, right? Because I guess I'm in this space or whatever. So for me, Miles Morales is Miles Morales is a twofold. It's a twofold thing, right? Nobody's saying that Miles Morales is not a Spider-Man. We're just not saying he is the Spider-Man. And the problem is that a lot of people are trying to portray him as the Spider-Man, right? They're trying to make him into the main Spider-Man. And you can say it's coming from a place of wokeness. You can say it's coming from a place of whatever. It really doesn't matter. But the main argument behind that, and it's justified by a lot of things too. You can look at the marketing about Spider-Man and Miles Morales too, right? If you look at their toys, Peter Parker's, it doesn't say Peter Parker as Spider-Man. It says Spider-Man, right? If you look at a Miles Morales toy, it doesn't say Spider-Man. It says Miles Morales. So it started off, that kind of made that into a joke, right? Where the whole Miles Morales is Miles Morales thing is because it's a simplified version, at least for me anyway, of saying, well, Miles Morales, a lot of people are trying to push him as the Spider-Man, but he's not the Spider-Man. He's just a version of Spider-Man. But the one actual Spider-Man is and always will be Peter Parker.
I agree.
It went organically viral. Yellow Flash made a tweet about it a year ago, and that tweet blew the fuck up, and that's why people have started saying it since. It all started from a joke tweet that Yellow Flash made about a year ago. Also,
just to throw it out there too, it doesn't help that Miles Morales as a character is extremely tokenized in many different avenues and ways. He is such a bad tokenized character. I mean, they've turned him into damn near everything. Like if they need a race swap, I'll put it like this: if they need a race swap, right? Like if Marvel needs a character to be race swapped and have any sort of relevance, just put Miles Morales' name on there and make him into that character. That's basically what he is, and that's why nobody takes him seriously.
Make him
and here's what I'll say. So here's the dubs that I'll give on that argument is Miles Morales is absolutely tokenized Spider-Man. Like there's no argument with that. That's what he is. Now, I believe, based on what I've seen, because I'm not a comic person, based on what I've seen, he's one of those very rare tokenized characters that actually work. The other thing I'll give y'all is that Spider-Man 2 absolutely did undermine Peter Parker to prop up Miles Morales. It's unquestionable. It was like shit where I'm like, I know goddamn well Peter Parker ain't that fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I know goddamn well he ain't trying to blame Miles Morales when his ass been fucking up the whole game. But so I know that, but my whole thing is from what I can tell is Miles Morales has been a successful character. And from most of the people who say they like Miles Morales, so I just couldn't wrap my head around like why are we trolling this? But to me, this was like the anti-woke narrative on steroids. It's kind of like the same thing that those motherfuckers do on the other side, where they just say shit to piss the other side off, and it's like, what the fuck are we doing? If we all we like Miles Morales, then why the fuck are we trolling people for liking the nigga? Now, I agree with you. He's not Peter Parker. Like he'll never.
This is no different than Rey in Star Wars with Luke Skywalker. Same issue. They're pushing a narrative. They're taking an iconic character and they're quickly putting labels.
Yeah, the difference is Ray sucked from day one. Miles was actually cool when he first came out. I bought Miles comics. I read Miles comics. Like I liked Miles Morales all the way up until about 2016 when they started shoehorning him into stories that weren't his.
And what I was going
to
say,
cool. Miles
to argue against my guy Jay here, and nice meeting you as well. I never met you before, so shouts out to you. What I was going to say is, from my understanding, I want to. Full disclaimer, I'm not a big comic book guy, so you guys may know better than I do. But from what I can tell, Miles Morales has always looked at Peter as a mentor. And up until Spider-Man 2, where they decided that apparently Miles Morales has a bigger dick. But he's always looked at him as a mentor. And it's never been, I never saw Miles Morales as above him. I always looked at him as Spider Nigga. Like, let's not get it twisted.
When Miles was first introduced,
I mean, he is one.
He didn't even look at Peter as a mentor. In the comics, when Miles was first introduced, Peter Parker died, and then Miles rose up to take his spot. So there wasn't even anyone to teach Miles. He had to go through the hero's journey character arc of learning how to do everything himself, and it was cool. Again, Miles Morales was cool when he first came out, and then the comics that he was from weren't selling. It was this line called the Ultimate line. The Ultimate line wasn't selling. The only one that was the Miles Morales comic. And so Marvel decided we're going to discontinue the Ultimate storyline, and they're just going to pluck Miles out of it and put him in the main universe so that we could keep selling Miles comics and close the book on everything else. So it was and that was a big mistake from a narrative standpoint.
Keep in mind too, really quick. Just the stats, right? Statistically speaking. So Peter Parker PS4 sold, I think like 33 some odd million copies. I don't know if that's including digital, probably is. Including digital though, I know Miles Morales, his game for the PS4 sold 6, right? So like just as a comparison between the two, Miles Morales, the problem with Miles Morales is that as a version of Spider-Man, he definitely could and should have been a character that is well respected, done right. You know what I mean? But the problem is that I think what happened is that modern day versions of Miles Morales, which is written by modern writers, unfortunately, have completely, I'm trying to think of the best word, co-opted. I would say co-opted Miles Morales into this massive like virtue signaling character that they didn't really have to do that with. People actually would have liked Miles Morales if they just would have did the story the right way. And instead of cucking Peter, like okay, if Peter Parker did die, let's say Peter Parker did die and he was training Miles Morales and Miles Morales just wasn't sure. You go through the hero's journey, you know, he's not sure if he can do it. He questions himself. And ultimately at the end of the game, he realizes he can. That kind of a thing sounds a lot more interesting than just saying, well, I just want to be Peter Parker. So you got this, right? He's like, I got this, bro. Don't worry about it. It's just, I don't know. It just seems like.
Are you talking
Miles
about
Morales,
the ending of Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, Miles Morales overall.
Garbage. That was
I know
garbage.
But this is the modern version of Miles Morales that people have to deal with. That's the problem. Like they don't. It's not the character inherently. It's just the way they unfortunately have sold him. Because the way he was sold prior wasn't really that bad. Yeah, he was a tokenized Spider-Man. And he still is, ultimately, in the grand scheme of things. But they're just not selling him properly, unfortunately. And they rely too heavily on the fact that, oh, it's Black Spider-Man. Like, this is the time. This is the time right now. What did that writer say? That writer said, it felt very natural. Like, this is the time. It felt very natural for basically Black Spider-Man to take over. Like, this is the time, And I'm like, what the fuck? What does that have to do with anything? And they just keep making that into a thing. And that's why people make the joke. Yeah. And if you actually look at all the people using Miles Morales as Morales as like a comment, they're usually quote tweeting some asshole who's doing some sort of like virtue signaling with Miles Morales. And then they'll just quote tweet Miles Morales as Miles Morales just to troll him. Yeah, you're right. They do troll him, but it's usually like responsive trolling, not to make an excuse for anything, because both sides are trolling each other basically at the end of the day.
But the entertainment,
I also respect when he became Thor, basically.
The entertainment establishment turned Miles Morales into a joke, and so in response, very prominent creators took what they did to Miles Morales and just said, he is Miles Morales. Take the joke and rebound it back off of them. That's the kind of thing that is being done. Just put a mirror to these fuckers' faces and let them see the monster they've created.
It's only being pointed out, by the way, because Miles Morales is black. Because if you've been in the comic book, the comic book sphere, we also do the same thing with Spider-Man 2099. We don't call him Spider-Man. We call him Spider-Man 2099, or we call him Miguel O'Hara. We called Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider, even though he technically had the mantle of Spider-Man.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Leon, because I was going to ask earlier, is it just about the name itself? Because, I mean, like, I don't call him this officially, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? When you're talking in the barbershop, like, okay, the Spider-Man movie, if they made a live action Miles Morales movie, it was like, hey, y'all, we going to see Spider Nigga this weekend? And most niggas was going to be like, hell, motherfucker, yeah, we going to see Spider Nigga this weekend. And so we all know it. So I'm like, is it more about the fact that he doesn't have an official designated name? Like there's Spider-Gwen, Spider-Pig, what is it? What's the Indian version of the motherfucking name?
Oh, well, see, that's the thing, though. That's fine. Those are variant names, and that's the whole point. Like, that's the point that I guess you could say this side is trying to portray with the whole Miles Morales thing is like Miles Morales is a variant. He's a variant, and all the woke people are trying to treat him as if he is the main Spider-Man.
Yeah. We don't call Wolverine's daughter Wolverine. We call her X-23, despite Marvel wanting us to call her Wolverine.
This is what I'm wondering, and I would be interested. This is what I'm wondering. Do you think at all that they try to push him as part of being the main Spider-Man is because he's been a hit, so to speak? Because he came out right around the time with Mrs. Marvel, and her shit has been in a dumpster. Like, she's garbage. Like, no.
The thing is, he's not really a hit, though, statistically speaking.
He's not a hit, like the comics.
Well, a hit relative to, because I mean, maybe I'm just seeing shit differently. Because I thought that when I first saw Miles Morales, I was like, oh great, tokenized fucking Spider-Man. But then I read his story, and then I got a couple of hints, and I was like, okay, he's actually kind of dope. So I grew to like him because I found out about him right around the time of Mrs. Marvel, and I was like, yo, all this shit is corny. And then I got brought around to his character a little bit, and so I thought that it was pretty popular. I see a lot of people with a lot of merchandise with Miles Morales and stuff like that, and so I saw the recent stuff as being kind of like an uprise of his character. Now, if y'all don't see it that way, then I guess it's just me and my bubble. So perhaps, it's just, and I know you brought up the statistics of his sales, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But at the same time, though, it was a PS5 exclusive, and nobody had PS5s during that time. So
no, these are PS4 sales.
Yeah, PS4.
When it comes to Miles Morales, he was the exception, not the rule.
But when Spider-Man released, everybody had a PS4. Miles Morales was a PS5 exclusive, and nobody had a PS5.
I think it was also on the PlayStation 4.
I thought it was.
I played it on PS4.
No,
it was PS4.
They're both on PS4.
Yeah, I don't have a PS5, and I know that I played.
And another thing too, a lot of people are holding on to their PS4s because they couldn't get PS5, so they those. Also, you got to keep in mind too. So my main thing with Miles Morales is that the way that they market him is terrible. They market him with the how did Casey put it? It was like blackety black, blackety black. Like everything is so obviously tailored to only black people, and I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. They want that to be
2016
the market.
From 2016,
yes.
Morales came out in 2011. Yeah. His comics were selling from day one in 2011. Like,
look
Miles
at this.
Morales was an instant
Look
hit.
at this toy. I just found this. Just
there's a toy.
Yeah, they make Miles Morales just like
dang.
But
this is not how he was marketed when he first came out. It's bullshit.
That came from the variant from the movie, correct?
I don't know where this came from. All I know is that for some reason, Miles Morales is the only one that has to have his natural hair showing through the suit. I don't know why that is.
Now okay.
It's the dumbest shit.
So, but that's not Spider-Man though. That's what's his name? The Prowler.
That's Spawn.
That's the Prowler.
Or is that Prowler? That looks like Spawn.
But if you look at his suits in Spider-Man 2, they still have a lot
right,
of suits where his hair is showing
suit
through.
With some fucking garbage.
Yes, it is just retarded, and it's only Miles Morales that they do this with. It's really like, because they want to remind you, hey, there's a black guy under this suit, and the thing is, like, he's half fucking Puerto Rican. He's not even just purely black. Like, the guy is half Puerto Rican, and they forgot that so bad that they put a fucking Cuban flag.
No. If you Puerto Rican and you got that dark skin, you
automatically black. I know, it's like a direct thing, but. Like they
but Miles actually is half black. To be fair, he is half black, half Puerto Rican. So like, when
they ignore the Puerto Rican,
created, he didn't have these dumbass dreads, and he didn't look black. Like, he had the same sort of haircut as Atreus when he first came out.
Yeah,
All I'm
it's
saying
just
is
like
the way that they market
Agreed.
him is just so obviously. I mean, he looks like a fucking Black Fortnite
Damn,
character.
yeah.
I
Like,
mean, he
this
looks
is-
like
Little
he looks like a
Nas X.
predator.
Little Nas X. That
He
is.
actually does look like Lil Nas. Sometimes, but the thing is, like, this
A
is
gay
only it's
black
only Miles
demon
Morales,
twink.
and they do this with
Mhm.
all his characters, all his versions, right? So it's always got to be some sort of a hoodie he's wearing. He's got to have some sort of like fake Jordans on or whatever. It is so particular to a certain
stereotype?
demographic of people, and then
It's
they
like I
get mad at
created the
you when
character.
you say, "Hey, this is a very tokenized character. Look at all these stereotypes," and then they get mad at you, say, "Oh, that's not stereotype," but it is. It is though. Look,
So
it's-
I'll finish that off. I'll finish the conversation off by saying, in my opinion, I felt as though there was enough stereotypes without it being too much.
Mhm.
The Jordans, unfortunately, I don't fucking wear Jordans, but I gotta be honest with you. Niggas love Jordans. Like I can't. So
No, of
like when I
course.
saw,
Yeah, you're right.
so when I saw him,
You wear like Adidas or Starter?
so when I seen him swinging through the air, and I'm like, okay, this nigga got J's on, but then I had to think, I'm like, niggas do wear J's.
They do like J's, yeah. You
Chris,
ain't
I'm
lying. They
not-
do
I'm
like their
not
J's,
saying-
man.
I'm not
But this
saying
is
what
no-
they're saying is wrong. All I'm saying is don't get mad when people
Don't
call it
put
out for
that
what
shit
it
on.
is.
What are you doing?
Wait,
This
yeah.
is-
Look,
this-
at his-
don't
that
get
shit on
mad,
screen.
what's with his hair?
bro. Don't
What?
get mad when people call it what
He
it is.
black,
this is a
bro. They gotta make it
tokenized
clear.
That's
Spider-Man,
what the
and then
fuck?
you're gonna have people respond like, "Oh no, he is a Spider-Man."
I-
Yeah, he is
I
a
want
Why would you have your
Spider-Man,
hair sticking out? That's
not
so
the
stupid.
Spider-Man.
I want his arch nemesis
fucking
He got his
to be-
Jordans.
to be a Klansman armed with a flamethrower. That would be
You?
perfect. That
Maybe
would
Bro,
be
that's
what
the
are the
next
colors of
villain
his
in
See
the
Ryan
DLC.
sitting at the
Now
edge
there's
of one
gonna
of
be
these
a
buildings
narrative
with a
that
rope.
Miles is trans because of the colors of his fucking sneakers.
Yeah,
Hey,
Seriously.
Oh, not the damn
They
sneakers.
snuck it
Come
in
on
on
now,
ya.
man.
Don't mind
like,
me. I'm
Trendy
drawing.
black colors.
Have you
By
have you
Odin's
ever?
face.
First of all, Black Lives or whatever she said, that was funny as fuck by Odin's career. But have you ever seen that insert from Bill Burr where he talked about how niggas always got to match their outfits no matter what?
Yeah,
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like. That's why I'm looking at this outfit as garbage as it is. I'm like, if you think about if a black dude was actually Spider-Man, you know this nigga would not go out and save your life if he ain't matching. Let's keep it
that's
up.
true. That's true.
Let's
Gotta
keep it
keep
up.
that street
If your
cred up,
life-
bro. Nah,
if you in
man.
a burning building and I'm coming out the house and I got on a black and red suit, but my fucking shoes are orange, bro. You might have to burn a little bit. I
I
gotta
was
go
gonna
and
say,
find
if
my
the building's on
You
fire,
look-
what are you gonna do? You're gonna take your shoes
Miles-
off, even if you're wearing
Miles-
J's or anything. If the building's on fire, you're gonna take them off before going in there.
Oh
And just
my
stop and be like,
God.
oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Miles Morales needs to be based in Detroit.
Oh God.
wow, you
That'd
would
be
say
cool.
that.
In the
Actually,
worst
I
hellhole
agree with
ever.
you, sort of. So
That'd be
I
fun.
think that Marvel should, and this is just a general criticism of Marvel,
Mhm.
they do need to branch their heroes out of New York because, like, the Scarlet Spider comics took place in Dallas. Like, it was Spider-Man in Dallas, Texas, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, it's nice to have a superhero outside of fucking New York.
Yeah, but
Yeah, why does
they're
anybody
gonna
live in New
put
York?
black Spider-Man in charge of like Brooklyn and Bronx and shit. That's just how they're
Yeah,
gonna do it.
probably.
And
other
Everything's
shit.
in New York.
All right, we good on
Everything.
Miles Morales. You kind of
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, yeah.
I
right,
drew
'cause now I
Miles
wanna get
Morales'
on the Marvels.
nose.
Oh God.
You and these
What does
drawings.
he
I'm
have
gonna
up
ban
there?
all your drawings. You're like the opposite.
Can I
of
say something
fucking
about this? I just
Coach.
want to say,
Yeah,
no,
go
go ahead,
for it.
Jay. Good, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
this is no different than what they tried to do with Batman 3-4 years ago when they tried to make was it Lucius Fox's kid, Luke Fox, to make him Batman, trying to make a black Batman, and that failed miserably. No one was buying those comics. Everyone
They
didn't wanna
tried
buy
that?
it. They tried that.
Lucius's son is Batman. Yeah,
Wow.
it sold like shit.
Yes.
The only person
so-
I think could make a good black Batman would be Denzel Washington.
That's true. I would watch Denzel Washington as Batman. No,
Really, like,
I'm
yeah,
telling
like a
you,
young
if
like
he
Training
puts,
Day Denzel, that would have been sick.
hey, look, if he puts on his Equalizer acting mode, he can pull off a
No,
black
Training
Batman.
Day acting mode.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Training
well,
Day.
oh, wait,
Say,
yeah.
yeah.
Might be Training Day. Yeah, you're right.
But
It was,
no, there's no need for. See, that's I feel like there's lines you do not cross. You cannot.
We don't
make
need Black Man
Superman-
Beyond.
You cannot make Superman or black man, black man,
Mm.
Batman black. It's
Yep,
it,
that too. Yep.
Well,
It-
they tried to
it's
do
a
that with
defining
Lucius
trait.
Fox's kid.
Well,
No,
yeah, people
I
wouldn't
think
believe like
it
a
was
black
I think
man
it was
inheriting
Tim or
money.
Luke, one of the two, because I just couldn't read it anymore. It was just awful series. But again, those quick labels, and you're going to see that with Miles Morales. He's going to fade out because it's just a trendy thing right now, and it's just going to die out nicely. And you're going to get back to the Peter Parker. Look at the latest movie, the Spider-Man movie. Everyone went to see that movie because of the actors that you had. What's his nuts there? Showed up. All three of those guys that showed up for their roles. Holland and
Garfield and Toby.
Garfield, yeah.
Maguire.
Nostalgia. Everyone showed up for
yeah.
that movie because of that. No one's going to show up to a live action Miles Morales movie. It's gonna do okay, but it's not going to be the same.
Well, I will say one thing on that.
Why would they show up to the CGI one, but not live action?
I believe I disagree with you. If you're measuring it against Peter Parker, he will never touch Peter Parker ever. But
no,
and nor should his movie get the same budget as a Tom Holland or Toby. Damn sure not Toby Maguire. It should never even get the same budget.
Notice how Andrew Garfield was left out of that because Miles Morales does deserve a higher budget than Andrew.
But Black Panther campaign.
If they did a Miles Morales $150 million budget, we don't need the over the top set pieces and shit like that. I disagree. I think it would do okay. I don't think it'd make $1 billion. Hell, fucking
they
no.
won't. I disagree because they won't because they know what they got with the animated version. They can do a lot more, a lot cheaper, and make a lot more money. The live action, it will flop. And
it depends on how they market it. If they try to make it into this like must see for Black people, like Black Panther,
exactly. If
they'll do that,
and that's the thing. I be trying to tell Black people all the time. I don't know. We the only fucking. I don't know. I don't know if we just don't know math or what, but we the only group.
You're an organized group, Atreus. You're like a
we the only fucking group. We're the only fucking group that seem to be able to believe that we can do business without the fucking largest group of Americans. And it's 46 million Black Americans, and it's literally 240 million white Americans. But apparently, we can market a movie and say made for Blacks. And then when white folks like
Thomas Sowell should make a Miles Morales movie.
when white people go, well, guess it's not for me, and the shit flops, it's like, well, white people didn't go and see it. Bitch, you clearly told them it wasn't for them.
Well, they do that with Black
$46 million, Atreus. 46 million Blacks, $1 each. That's $46 million. You can get a successful film out of that if you get the budget right.
You got to remember one thing. Remember one
they
thing.
Did that for Wakanda forever. They did that. They were at the door saying, "If you're white, do not show up to the movie." Because
I got that clip. Hold on, I got that clip of that crazy lady.
You got to remember when it comes to Black people, they
failed.
have the highest. They have the highest
crime rate.
Not IQ.
No.
Good one, Leon.
They have the highest viewership of entertainment out of any other race by double.
Right.
They consume.
Hold on. Say that again.
Black people consume television, movies, and all that at double the rate of any other race.
Well,
so that's why when they make something that's designated for, Blacks, they go harder with it on marketing because they know like Black people on average at a rate of double watch TV and movie more than everybody else. By double everybody else.
Of the population consume 50% of the pop culture.
Yeah, they watch a lot of TV and movies, so that's why. And the same thing with women too.
When you don't have a job, so
look, that intro of you need to like
what the fuck.
Sorry,
I need to show you guys this.
I'm trying to make Atreus feel welcome.
No,
Atreus
like
feels very welcome.
Feel welcome.
Look, Atreus, like what
He's
we want to avoid is having a situation like.
Is that your girlfriend, Atreus?
Let's get into the Marvels because I want to talk about the Marvels. We got a lot.
Yeah, no, this will be quick. This is like what they're gonna try to do with the Miles Morales.
Bullshit?
Because this is what they're gonna do with Miles Morales when they do a live action movie.
Yeah.
This message is to all our would-be accomplices and white allies.
What did she say?
This is why you don't become an ally.
To all the white people who have BLM in their bio.
She didn't even see the movie.
No.
If you really want to prove to Black people that you love us and you care about us and you are down for the cause.
Knows Ryan left.
Who gives a
do not go see that movie opening weekend.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Hey,
you
Long
buy your
Beach.
ticket.
Yeah.
You give it to a Black person or a Black family who can't afford to go.
There you go, Tris.
Bitch.
And then you go sit at that theater in front of the doors.
Like that's ever gonna happen. Oh,
You make sure that you use your body to block us from anybody who would be coming in that theater to do us harm. That is your job.
What the fuck is this?
I still never to this day understood the whole do us harm thing.
What I will say about that
see the
clip,
movie.
what I will say about that clip,
Point
is
made.
that's a psychotic bitch. But I feel as though a lot of people, and a lot of people in Hollywood suffer from this. Is some psychotic TikToker makes a video, attach themselves to the film, and then everybody takes it as if the people making the film said that shit.
Yeah, that
So
is
what
true.
did I miss?
Like,
My bad.
first of all,
Click the wrong button.
Black Panther was a flop by itself. She didn't help it at all. But it's like, come on, bro. Like, this is a dumb bitch.
Well, you got it. The problem is that dumb woman, right, actually had a lot of people reposting her video and agreeing with
It blew up.
and then it blew up into this whole battle on X,
Yeah.
Twitter, or whatever at
Was
the
it
time.
people
Because
agreeing?
people
with it,
were
though, or people
actually
saying
no,
she was
no,
stupid?
no. There was people in there agreeing to it, and then people were quote tweeting the agreements and making fun of those people on top of the video. There was way more people disagreeing, obviously, but I'm saying like people actually were agreeing with her video. It's not just one dumb bitch making one dumb statement that's gonna go away in the wind. No, there was people actually taking her serious and say, no, white people should do this. And white people should even go see the movie. You should go buy a ticket for black
Nobody
people
saw the
and
movie.
go help them go watch the movie, because apparently black people can't afford tickets. You know, it's like
Won't
it's
they
crazy
just
when people
fight
say
in the
these-
theater though?
What happened?
What?
Well,
Won't they just fight in the theater though, instead of sitting down?
No, that's the
watching
Little
film?
Mermaid.
Won't
That's
they
not
just
what
fight
caused
in
it
the
forever.
theater?
That's
That
always
was
but
the
here's
Little
perfect.
Mermaid.
Here's a perfect segue for you, Hypnotic. You're seeing that now. Yesterday, or was it Thursday, where you had what's her name, Tessa or Teresa, saying all white men are trying to bash this Marvel's movie.
Yep.
And look at the repercussions that it's happening with that now.
Mhm.
So
Who said
this
that?
is the stupidity and the like that just happens after all these damn woke movies. These people come out and try to promote, but they do more damage than good. And so
The
we can
Ziegler
go into-
effect.
yeah, you can, like I was saying, segue and go into the Marvels, but that's
Wasn't
that's
it
where we're at.
confirmed? Wasn't it confirmed though that it was like 65% men went to go see this movie?
Yeah, they're all YouTubers.
Yep. You're
So
right.
65%
Rebel.
was men.
Yeah.
And
So
how is
you're
it
now-
men's
you're-
fault that it didn't succeed when women of the minority of
Well,
watching Marvel?
fuck all that. Barbie did over $1 billion off the backs of women. Okay,
Right, because
so-
women actually wanted to go see it. That's
Yeah,
the
we love
difference.
going
Like,
on
So
the
why
back.
didn't those same women come and support this movie? Like
because those women don't actually care about
Because it
superhero
sucks
movies.
balls.
That's the
That's why.
problem.
You're asking.
I would
you're
say
asking-
because Barbie was actually made, you could argue was made for women. The Marvels is pandering to women. It's like,
There
no,
you
we
go.
want you to like this. And
There you go. And by the way, just this is irrelevant. If they fuck up Mean Girls, man.
Oh, dude, they're
Yeah, actually, I see a lot
of women doing that shit.
don't even- yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Don't even
No.
entertain this new one.
they're
You
gonna fuck
mentioned
that up. They're
Bill
gonna fuck up Beetlejuice. They're gonna fuck all of them up.
Yeah.
Nah,
You
I have
mentioned
hope for
Bill
Beetlejuice.
Burr.
I really do.
Stick to the Marvels.
You
though.
mentioned-
Stick to the Marvels.
You mentioned Bill Burr earlier, and Bill Burr says it in his act at Red Rock. Like women's sports, like they sit there and they bitch and they complain. They want more money, they want more attendance, and there's like trying to promote the sport, but yet women don't show up to watch their own gender play a sport.
Right.
It's no different than these movies, these pulp culture movies, these comic book movies. They don't want to go watch these movies. They want to watch trash TV, reality TV. They want to watch drama, female drama. They want to watch that, or murder, To Catch a Killer, whatever, detectives, movies, series. That's the stuff they're
It's all just
interested
serial
in.
killer documentary.
And here's
That's what they're
Drama,
into.
Yeah,
period
so-
pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
no, I'm good.
No, so somebody brought up I don't know if it was Nerdrotic. I'm not sure who it was, but somebody brought up an interesting study where they talked about the behavior of young girls.
Oh my god.
And they talked about how
Oh god.
they took a group of girls and they took a group of boys and all gave them the same toys, and they noticed the behavior with them. They said when you give boys toys, they project the character onto themselves. Like if you give them a Batman toy, they run around and say shit like "I'm Batman" and shit like that. But if you get the same toys to girls, they try to project themselves onto the toys and make Batman do shit like go shopping and put on makeup and shit.
Correct.
So it's almost like if the girls can't project themselves onto the character, they don't want nothing to do with it. Which is why when they can't relate to shit. So when you got women trying to make the Marvels and they're trying to do all this superhero shit, women are looking at that shit like, bitch, I ain't no fucking superhero. What the fuck this look like? I don't want to
find
see it.
space.
That was
But the thing is,
that was
you'll hear
Lego.
totally. That was Lego. You're right, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It was Lego. They had a market for boys, and they were trying to figure out how to get females involved with Lego.
Mhm.
And you're right. The boys will serve the characters, where females will insert themselves into the characters, and that's what you're seeing in comics and in all these shows right now. And
That's a good way to
why
put
they're
that.
failing.
We
And
must get
also-
rid of women.
Flat out.
Well, it's not. Let me tell you something.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Wait now.
Well, listen,
now.
The
they
truth
will
is
forever.
revealed.
It won't stop because they will forever chase that female dollar, bro. Because that's what happened to Marvel when Marvel got done with Endgame and they got done with that Phase 3. They looked at their market and they said, "Listen, our audience is 70 whatever percent male. How do we get more women to spend more money?" Because they thought niggas gonna come regardless.
Right.
Yeah, they really did think that.
Men are stupid. They gonna come and they gonna show up for their comic book movies regardless.
No matter how much they insult them.
Yeah,
What
how
about
do
a
we get more women
dating
involved?
campaign for their male audience so they can bring their girlfriends to the cinema? That'd be a good investment.
They really thought that they can just make whatever and that people were going to come and watch it.
Well,
And
not
honestly,
people,
you can't.
not people. They thought we
Man,
were
yeah,
going to show
yeah.
up.
Yeah, you can't
no.
necessarily blame them either because of how successful the MCU actually was in the middle ground towards the
Because
end
they
of
were
Infinity
making
War,
good
like at the
films,
5 to 10
Hypno.
year mark. No,
See,
I
they
know,
weren't
but I'm
making
saying
good
you
films,
can't
though.
blame them though. You can't blame them from thinking, "Oh, we're so fucking hot, we could put out anything, and dumbass guys are gonna come watch it." So let's just transform the MCU into literally MCU for the entire Phase 4. Aside
that's
from
the huge
This
though.
movie is
Spider-Man
like
No Way
the
Home.
Every
pinnacle
big film.
MCU. This
Yeah.
movie should have been called MCU. It
It
really
literally
is.
is. It literally is MCU,
yeah.
but no, Wyatt. It's Captain Marvel solves everyone's problems. Everybody else is just a side character.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I
A
was telling you
pointless side
earlier. Okay,
character too.
so that's what I was saying. They act like, oh, we all need to work as a team. Like, what you should do is
Hell
have
no.
Monica and Kamala Khan like sit in a corner and watch a movie and let Carol solve all the problems. Then be like, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
I would sell my soul for a Marlon Wayans directed woke movie. Just straight.
That would be
Just,
great.
that would be fucking
The woke movie.
wild,
Hilarious.
bro.
So let's just touch on the numbers real quick, and then we can go into the movie. So
Those
Yeah.
are from Friday, by the
21
way.
I know, I read it.
Oh,
You have
still.
21.5 million, so $21 million on Friday. It's probably gonna do. Let's say it does another 20 million, 30 million, whatever on Saturday. It's closing
None
in
of
on
that is
that
too much.
projected. What was it? $45-50 million opening. That's fucking
It is.
45
atrocious.
million.
I just want to
Atrocious.
call out. I want to call out the quartering and Yellow Flash and whoever else that kept saying, "I don't believe it's going to do that." I don't understand why anyone thought it was unbelievable that this movie would only make 45 million. The first billion was fraudulent. I think we all
It
knew.
was.
No, it wasn't fraudulent. It was just that the problem is that Captain Marvel was required watching. You had to. People felt like
Yeah.
you
And it
had
was
to
at the
watch it
top of the
to get
hype,
the
too.
overarching story of Infinity War. Guys
Oh.
were going to go watch it because of that.
Those seats
Yeah,
were
it
empty.
was.
Yeah.
Across the nation.
Well,
People was posting pictures and videos everywhere with empty seats. I get it. We don't have no way of proving it yet,
Right.
but
I
I
took
believe
the high
there
seats
was
for the first one as well, so I don't know.
like,
Well,
I
This
never
movie
watched
was-
it.
I'd just
that
like
movie
to
was-
say, ladies and gentlemen, I said this before, I'll say it again. I don't think this film will reach $200 million.
No.
No, I think
I
it will.
believe you now.
I think it will.
After watching it, I believe you. Like the
This
movie
film's
is
gonna
atrocious.
cap out
Fuck
at
that.
about 300 million, maybe 350, because they like with these movies they like to keep them in the box office a long time, even if they're
Oh.
failing, because they try to get as many dollars as possible so that it looks better.
Well,
But they're
I'd
going to
just like
keep it
to
in there
add,
for a month
though,
or two.
Like to add though, for context, Five Nights at Freddy's got $227 million at the box office, even split between domestic U.S. and international non-U.S.
And
is a
that
great
movie's on
success.
streaming.
Yeah, and it was on streaming
That's
as well.
saying a lot.
Well, here's the thing. The Marvels has nothing to compete against, and so that's a big flop right there. Considering there's really nothing out there, and B, Captain Marvel was successful because it was sandwiched between two solid movies. So
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Hypnotic was
Sandwich
right. You
between
had
a
to
solid
watch
movie
it.
and then a really bad movie that made a lot of money. But yes, continue.
Yes, yeah. So like you had to watch it, like Hypnotic said. It was one of those movies where everyone thought, like, before or after Endgame, like that all the movies beforehand, it led up to something. This movie, The Marvels, I don't even know what the hell this story is about, to be honest. Like it has nothing.
It's random. Like if you
I was
haven't
saying, at
watched
some point in the movie, by the time we got to the third act, I was like, I generally don't know what's going on.
I'll put it to like this:
Like,
if
it
you
just
release
stops
Captain
happening.
Marvel now, if you release Captain Marvel 1 now, it'll do like 300 million. It's not going to do it. Anyway.
It's not going to do a lot, but the problem with the Marvels as well is that it expects the viewer to have watched what is it, Miss Marvel, and then maybe some other Disney Plus show.
WandaVision.
That lets you know who these other two characters are. And most people, when they watch movies like this, these big ones, they don't do that, because for a lot of people that used to watch the MCU, everything was connected through the movies that were coming out. You weren't required to watch shows on Disney Plus to get an idea of the overarching story. But now you're required to do that. And you know what's crazy is that I've been seeing this trend of the MCU format. Let's just call it that way. The MCU format. I've been seeing it in a lot of other franchises. Hell, even fucking World of Warcraft does the same shit, where they're trying to release story content that everything is interconnected every single year. All right. And nobody wants that. Can you just release good movies? If you want to do an interconnected universe, fine, do it. But how about you go back to the old ways where you were making sure every movie that you were releasing was
World
good?
of Warcraft's been doing that since the late 90s.
I know, but it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse, Leon.
It's incredible to see.
It's funny.
Player. It's good.
I know. It's just gotten worse.
The thing about this movie that was funny, though, is that it knows most people did not watch those shows, and it has literally an entire scene that's just called exposition dump, where they put on machines that just show you flashbacks of the fucking shows.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally, what was that movie? Yeah, it was like flashbacks of Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and
it was literally like the DVD commentary of watching Miss Marvel. It was exactly like that.
Well,
and no TCAP. I'm not playing World of Warcraft. Right, go back.
Well, I was lost because I thought they mentioned Loki season 2 was supposed to lead into the Marvels. I thought that was.
It did.
I was like, how did that link in? That's what I heard.
They definitely said that. They were definitely hinting at it.
Right. My problem with this movie, I only watched like 50 some odd minutes of it, I think, or basically an hour. My problem with this movie is that this movie is basically one giant hour and 47-minute long Miss Marvel on Senate. Like the way Miss Marvel was as a show, right? From my understanding of it, from like the first couple of episodes. Miss Marvel with the overly dramatic, overly like animated, overly teenage girl kind of movie. This entire movie is like that. It is one giant movie, truthfully aimed at women. They give you every opportunity to make sure to remind you there's a cat there, nice and cute.
Oh my
you got Miss
the fucking cat
coming out of her face and doing overly hyped. Like, dude, I'm telling you, Miss Marvel. I know people are trying to like her as a character, and they're trying to say, "Oh, don't blame her." Don't blame her. It's bad writing.
Like her,
I don't more so like her as a person. She just seems like
it's just so annoying. The whole fucking movie is a teenage girl's wet dream, and you feel as if the movie is aimed, and maybe it is at teenage women or girls. Like that's how you feel like this movie is when you're watching it. You feel like you're watching Miss Marvel just on the big screen. That's it.
Miss Marvel is literally what Gimli was to the Lord of the Rings, comedic relief, except Gimli was way much better and people could somehow relate to Gimli in one way or another. Here, you cannot relate to Miss Marvel.
A lot.
And that's the problem, man. Like they think that teenage girls and young women
absolutely relate to Miss Marvel. Like we might not be able to because we're adult males in our 30s, but the character of Miss Marvel
for yourself.
Is a very identifiable character for that archetype for the young teenage girls. Like, look, I mean,
if it was exaggerated by 200%, sure.
I remember being a loser in high school and having female friends that wrote a bunch of fan fiction and were obsessed over celebrities, and that's what Miss Marvel is. So this is a totally identifiable character.
Yeah, Honestly, I agree with Leon a bit because she represents really the fan angle, the super fan of like, oh my god, watching this happen, now I get to be a part of it. I mean, I think you can. I say that it's kind of lame that a kid basically is like, I want to be a superhero, and then is. But
well, before you go, because I know you're going to go in depth. When it comes to that, no, I don't think I was saying it's not relatable to those kind of people. The problem is you're trying to mass market this kind of a movie to a demographic that is nowhere close to that. Like they must understand that the majority of their viewers is not teenage girls, and you have an entire film literally dedicated to it. And it's not Miss Marvel alone who's acting like this. They all act like this. Maybe not so much Monica Rambeau, but every single one of them, this entire, even Nick Fury acts like a fucking joke.
Nick Fury was awful. Nick Fury is dead. He's gone.
He's just gone.
But it's also like I don't think that not in America anyway. I don't think that teenage girls are sitting up here dreaming about being fucking Miss Marvel. I think that's not what we're doing. I don't think that's it. But not only that, they're trying to like pick an audience. You want to market to teenage girls, get yourself a teenage girl fucking budget. But you're also trying to market to old, bitter ass, middle-aged women. This shit don't work. Like, don't no fucking teenage girl dream about being surrounded by fucking cats. They're dreaming about
hell no.
That's my thing. They're marketing this movie to demographics that do not watch this stuff. They don't support this stuff, and that's what brings up.
And then they ask
the
why
conversation
it fails
earlier, where I think Jay said, women were not showing up for this stuff. It's because with Barbie, women can not only just relate, but they actually wanted to go see Barbie. They wanted to actively partake in it.
As a matter of fact, young women and middle-aged women fucking hate each other unless they're on a
women hate each other.
Unless they on a Fresh and Fit podcast. Young women and fucking older women hate each other.
That's attractive. Women hating each other is attractive.
But here's the thing with Barbie. Why Barbie was successful because what is Barbie's identity? Nothing. She has no identity.
Girliness. That's all it is.
Yeah, she's everything,
nothing.
right? She's a nurse. She's a doctor. She's a dentist. She's in a wheelchair. She's everything, right?
She's a blank
now,
cabinet,
when you get characters that are like in the MCU that are supposed to be portrayed from the comic books,
right?
Females can't relate to it because they don't know the storyline. They don't know the history of it. They're not interested in that. Mm-hmm. They rather watch movies like Twilight, where the girls are in love with another boy and they fantasize about having this relationship with this boy.
Monsters,
girl that's teenage girl stuff. There was a comment made earlier about you guys can talk. I'll think about it, but like I wanted to get back to a comment made earlier. I'm gonna just think of it while I had a brain.
Well, one of the big issues for me is that again, this movie is trying to market itself to a certain demographic, right? That demographic is not going to purchase a ticket to this movie, most likely, right?
Yeah.
So they can't afford to even.
It comes with the argument, right? And this is where a lot of the trolling happens on Twitter and whatnot. You have women, and I forgot who it is that said it. I know I have it quote tweeted. I could probably pull it up in a few. You have women who are out there saying, well, it's men's fault that this is not selling. This everybody who's hating this movie is a man. This is a woman's movie. Women need to go support all that stuff. But then you look at the numbers, and it was majority men who watched this movie. That's the first thing, and number two, which is even sad when you think about it. And then number two, the fact is women didn't go watch the movie. So why is it that we're getting an entire phase 4 that's dedicated to women viewers, and partial phase 5 it looks like is dedicated to women viewers? At what point do we say that's probably not who you should be going after?
Well, I can tell you why.
The problem is when you made the decision to dedicate an entire phase to women, that comes with hiring women in your space to try to relate better. And then once the cat's out of the bag, you can't get rid of them, right? Like you can't just like, oh, well, this isn't working, I'm going to fire you guys. No, because they're not going to let that shit happen. Like people always say, Kathleen Kennedy must know where the skeletons are buried. Well, it wouldn't be far-fetched to believe that a lot of other women around Hollywood believe that they probably have that same shit. I mean, people saw what happened. I don't think Harvey Weinstein going to jail all of a sudden made dudes around Hollywood be like, well, let me put my dick back in my pants. No fucking way.
Monsters Incorporated just moved to another department from the Weinsteins to somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah, see, it's perfect. But you know, one thing I do want to say is that I've just realized this after some time. The reason why people, well, at least specifically women that we're talking about here, we go to see like all the movies of the MCU before Endgame, and even movies like Twilight or shows like Peaky Blinders, just to give examples, is because in all of those three instances, there was a lot of buildup and connection that was established with every single character involved. And so, with every single movie you watched or episode that you watched, you would get, at least from a woman's perspective, you would get further connected to the character, get to know more about them. And, you know, you could say some of them even could build a parasocial relationship with certain characters based off their personalities. But that sort of in-depth connection, okay, is what allows them to create this attachment that that makes them more that gives them more anticipation for the next installment, you know, through like the final conclusion or whatever you want to call it. And it's sort of that attachment that is the key to getting your female viewers. For example, with Barbie, the reason it did so well is because the female audience that it was targeted towards, they knew that they already had a huge attachment to the Barbie brand because it spoke to them. They knew about women. It spoke to women. It knew about them. They knew the whole concept behind Barbie. So if you ever want to catch a female audience, you got to get them connected to your characters, and that requires you to do a lot of world building through multiple installments and movies, or just a really good attempt in a single movie, which is hard. You got to be good at writing. Now, and that goes back to like, you know, the whole concept of, oh, well, if you want to get a female audience, you got to be fucking good at what you're doing, because otherwise you're not going to make money out of shit like with stuff like Captain Marvel. If I look, even as a dude, I don't give a fuck. There's nothing interesting about this movie. It's random. It's
20 seconds, Dragon.
It is random.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you.
Random.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, I know.
I want to address.
Fuck you, you wanker. You fucking British wanker.
I wanted to address that comment that Lady Erin Demon. She said, "I don't watch superhero movies for women."
Right.
Dude, women watch superhero movies more than likely with their men to go and see men on the screen that they're not fucking with. You think they went and saw Man of Steel with their husband?
You don't think they all liked Thor because he would take his shirt off?
They were all looking at
you saying people went and saw Man of Steel?
They were all looking at Henry Cavill on screen like, damn, I wish my fucking nigga looked like him. Like we in there watching Superman. We in there wishing we could be Superman. We don't even know our fucking girl is wishing we was fucking.
Not everybody got $200,000 worth of PEDs, all right? God damn. Come on now, bro.
Like shit. Like imagine you take her to see Thor and late that night and she goes, oh yes, Chris Hemsworth, and you like, wait, bitch, what? But she can't do that watching
like the movie.
Brie Larson ass on the screen. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, she can watch Brie Larson and be like, "Oh, thank God I'm not her," and then look at her husband and be like, "Aren't you lucky, bud?" Like,
don't I look better now in comparison?
The slander.
Guys, let me go over the super chats real quick. We're at the hour mark.
Sure.
Thank you everybody who's showing out. Yeah, it's going fast. Thank you everybody showing out the love tonight, man. I really appreciate it. We got Craig Durso, who became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Craig. Kyoko also, Bulgarian, became a YouTube member. Thank you, Kyoko. I appreciate you. Adam Junman for 5 says, just wanted to say happy Veterans Day to my fellow veterans and service members, and God bless. Shout out to you, Adam. Thank you for your service, my friend, and thank you for your super chat. That means a lot to me. Emily's Whimsical World member for 5 months says, love being a bigot. That's good. I appreciate that. And also, Emily gifted a Hypnotic membership as well. Thank you, Emily. That was awesome. Kyoko Fulgarian for 2. We Hypnotoads in the chat are liberal century units. Nice. Well, then you should have nuked Leon off the face of the earth by now, but it's okay.
Come on now.
Leon has that tranny privilege. Kyoko Fulgarian for 5 says, what about Static Shock? Why can't we just have movies about him? He was an original black superhero who was badass. Miles is just a way to
garbage character. He's garbage.
Look, let me tell you something about Black.
So what are you talking about?
You know, Kyoko, I want to. Kyoko made me think of this, but like with like black characters, like superheroes, or like in general in fantasy or those kinds of IPs, I just noticed that Hollywood has this shitty tendency to just devalue them to the point where the only value that they have is just what they are, like as if like where they come from, and that's it. Nothing that they do is of value, and that's what fucking annoys me, because they do the same shit for like non-black or like I guess non-white races in some other places, and this is only prevalent in fucking Hollywood. If I go to like watch a Japanese anime or some film in Europe, the black character will actually go through an arc that's actually interesting and become notable through like the value of their own work. But here it's like, oh, he's black, give him all the benefits immediately. All the white characters, there's shit under him.
That's because Americans know.
Atreus is wrong, by the way. Everyone in the chat's like, Static Shock is fucking great.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Derailed a little bit.
That's why, Dragon, you make a good point. Americans know that black people need every support possible in order to be equal. They've only been free for what, nearly 60 years now? Their population still hasn't grown. Their poverty rate is still sky high. Their crime rate
He turned around my comment.
He
turned around my innocent assessment.
They need more support. We must help the black community become equal to the rest of us, because
bro, the black community needs to fix its fucking self before anybody can help them. Okay, that's the problem. That's a self issue. Same thing with Latinos.
Make America black again.
Hey, look. If people want to fix, you know what's the craziest thing? You can't help someone that doesn't want any help. Okay.
Hey, hold on. Y'all niggas ain't about to turn this into a fucking.
For real, we're trying to talk about the Marvels here.
Out of here, man.
Why hasn't the black population gone up in size, Atreus?
I just want to talk about why the Marvels is
getting whiter every
because his hair keeps getting farther away, so you see more of his head.
That's because white power is prevailing against my black hair.
Let's talk about this, actually.
Please, let's talk about Marvels.
The more the fucking black import.
Oh god!
Fuck you, Hypno. Why you show the
no showing pussy now? Because Cassie isn't here.
So the fact that this poster to confirm is real, right?
It's real.
Yeah,
it's in the movie too.
I saw this
scene was insane.
Dude, the moment I saw this, I knew that this is where we're at. Like this is.
Do you know
this is MCU personified? No, I didn't get this far. I think.
So if I can spoil it for everybody.
Yeah, go ahead, Wyatt. You know what? You were mostly affected by it.
Yeah. So before I was like, okay, this movie's dumb and rushed and like really retarded, but whatever. And then this was like jaw-droppingly stupid. So the spaceship is about to like explode or whatever, and the sword people have to escape. And they only apparently have one little ship that fits like 5 people in order to get their entire crew of like a couple hundred people out. So Nick Fury has all of these flurkins literally eat his entire crew of hundreds of people.
We need to explain what flurkins
against their will.
So
they look like cats, but they're actually aliens that have like tentacles that come out that can swallow people whole. That apparently doesn't kill them, and they just can stay in there for a couple of hours.
Indefinite,
with no protection or anything.
Explain.
Yeah, the cat ate 2 men and then vomited them up later.
The cats eat like 300 people, and they're literally running and screaming. And Nick Fury's like, "No, it's cool. You'll be safe. Don't worry about it."
There's literally a speaker that says, please
that's
stand.
actually in character. I will defend that scene. Nick Fury is all about saying, you know what, he doesn't care about his subordinates. In the comics, Nick Fury's like, I'm going to make a judgment call regardless of my subordinates if it saves their lives in the end. So for him to say, you know what, fuck my crew, I'm gonna let them get eaten because I know they can be saved later. That's actually the only moment in this entire movie where Nick Fury is in character.
That's true, but it still doesn't justify how stupid the rest of the scene looks.
That's okay. People get swallowed whole. They're not wearing masks or anything. They don't have an air tank.
That's consistent with Nick Fury in the comics, but is that consistent with Nick Fury in the MCU though?
Right.
No,
it's consistent with Nick Fury in the early MCU, but not in the modern, like the last 5 years. So I actually do like that scene. Now they ruined the scene by playing Memories by Cats, which Cats is an incredible musical. You shouldn't be fucking using Memories for your shitty ass Marvel movie. That being said, for Nick Fury to make that kind of a decision, I was so shocked that they gave him at least 1 point in this movie where he was actually in character, regardless of how dumb the scene as a whole was.
Well, the problem is we don't even know what Nick Fury's supposed to be acting like in this in this universe because
Nick
he's
Fury
all
shouldn't
over
have
the
been in
map.
this at all, dude. Like,
Nick
why?
Fury
No,
should
he's
have
not,
died.
all over,
But
no, he's
I'm
not
saying-
all over the
I'm-
map. He
I'm-
was the same way for several movies, and then jarringly switched for a movie, and it stayed the same.
Captain
So
Marvel-
we've had 2 different Nick Furies, but he hasn't been all over the map.
Well, he's empathetic. In Secret Invasion, you got the snakes on a plane with Nick Fury. You got in this movie you get I don't know, an after school special kind of Nick Fury. I don't know what the hell was going on with that.
Yeah, we've had the same comic relief bullshit Nick Fury since the first Captain Marvel film.
He was a
other
funny
than that,
black
Nick Fury's
dude.
been
That's
pretty
all he
consistent.
was. Let's just admit it. He was just that funny black dude character that's just there for
Black
like
girl
that.
magic.
It's a fucking
It's
Black girl magic.
He
It's
really
no
said
different
that.
than Loki. We didn't see
Oh,
Loki. We
God.
had some guy in a suit running around trying to fix time. Like, I don't even know what the hell the whole point of that series was about. Why did we even watch that? And then he becomes a tree at the end of it. So like,
I know.
like I have no effing idea what the fuck this Marvel universe is doing because it's all over the place.
They got no
Like,
idea,
the
Jay.
acting-
Jay,
have
the
no
problem, the
A
problem that happened with
multiverse
Marvel
is supposed to be all over the place.
Did they
Yeah,
say anything about the Celestials sticking out of the
Wait.
No,
no,
that
they
movie
did
didn't
not at all.
happen. That was the dream that everyone
Nothing.
collectively had at the
And
same
look,
time.
Look, let me tell you something about Marvel. This has annoyed me about Marvel for the longest freaking time, and that is they should have done the tactic of not releasing anything for maybe 2-3 years, gone back to the drawing board, and come up with a way to create a follow-up to the end to continue it. But instead, they got ahead of themselves and they were like, oh yeah, all these fucking nerds will just throw whatever shit at the wall and they're gonna eat it up. And then when the nerds weren't eating it up, this is what happened. But Atreus, for Christ's sakes, look at Marvels. This is like the best example.
How does this lead up to Secret Wars? Tell me, like, how is this supposed to lead up to Secret Wars? Because I
don't
have
know.
no idea how.
Well,
exactly.
The only way
Like,
it
at
is
least-
because of the end, because when it breaks through the barrier to the Fox realm, or assumedly,
with the X-Men. Like, what,
And I
what was
remember
that
saying
about?
way back in the beginning that once they went into multiverse territory, there's no way they're going to keep it together. There's just no way.
Yeah.
They had enough trouble in the first 10 years. You started to see it kind of fail a little bit towards the end, but they held it together. Multiverse, time travel. Once you introduce that, you got to be a very specific writer or even director to be able to handle shit like that or stories like that. You once you go multiversal, there's no way they were going to be able to handle it, and now it's just a fucking mess.
Especially they can't handle it when they're not watching each other's movies.
The problem is, if they were going to do the multiverse thing, they should have just did it outright instead of doing a build up to it. Because the problem is you had fucking what was that? I forget their fucking name now. What was the fucking what the Flash and shit was on the Arrowverse and shit? They was doing the fucking shit. Then Justice League and them was trying to do the fucking shit. And it's like everybody's trying to do the fucking shit now, and nobody cares about it anymore. They should have just did it like 3 movies. You know what I'm saying? 3 movies, maybe even an Avengers movie, 3 Avengers or some shit like that, and just left it there. They wanted to wait on the X-Men. They wanted to wait on the Fantastic Four. Well, congratulations! Now South Park is
now nobody gives a shit.
The problem is
there's chances
multiverse right off the
problem
bat.
with the actual I have not heard anyone talk about this, and it's driving me fucking crazy. There's a consistency problem with the multiverse itself. So in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, it looks one way. In Spider-Man No Way Home, it looks another. And then in this Miss Marvel movie, it looks like like the fucking skyports that the Guardians travel through. Can I get a consistent way the multiverse physically breaks apart? Like what?
That was confusing.
I don't care because they don't watch their stuff.
The multiverse,
reality
the multiverse breaks differently in No Way Home than it does in Loki than it does in this.
In
and it's
Doctor
just like,
Strange than it does in Marvels.
It would have been really
consistency. That's the problem.
Please explain to me how we would specifically explain how time worked in Endgame, but Loki broke all that bullshit. They specifically said you can't go into the past and then change something in the past, and then your now past becomes the new future. They specifically said that, but Loki quite literally did that in the fucking Loki series when he went in the past, talked to a guy, and when he came back to his fucking whatever past or present, the fucking guy knew what the hell he was talking about then. So he affected his.
That's true.
His present.
No,
Nice.
the
Consider
crazy
not watching
thing
each
is
other's
they try to apply the thing with like time travel, and this is like the trickiest thing ever when you're trying to make a plot for a movie or a show in regards to time travel, is that so there's like different theories about it where it's like, oh, if such and such travels back in time and meets such and such, and that person is their grandfather and they save them when they were supposed to die, then the only future that's really affected is their individual future, because that person is not really an important personality in regards to the overarching concept of like the effects on society and whatnot. But then there are others that are like, no, even the most minute thing can alter everything. And the problem with Disney, Marvel, at least, is they can't figure out which one they want to do. And what it seemed to be doing with their plots, at least for their shows, as from what I'm getting from you guys and from what I've watched, is that they just pick whichever one is most convenient for the immediate, to provide an immediate solution to the plot of whatever specific movie or show that they're doing at, so that we get a act 1, act 2, and then conclusion at act 3, and then screw continuity, even though you've been telling us constantly, hey, this is all connected, but yet there's no continuity for even the most normie person to get a hang on, which is why they don't care about your products.
The multiverse is collapsing. That's why there's no consistency.
The multiverse is just a stupid concept too. Like during the Infinity Saga, you had the presence of like someone's going to die. Holy shit! And with the multiverse and with time travel combined, it's just like, oh, we can just do shit over and over again as many times. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
well, that's my biggest problem.
Dragon Ball Z at this point, where you can just wish people back with Dragon Balls. Like the stakes are higher in fucking Dragon Ball in the MCU.
They should have ended it with Infinity War. What an ending that would have been! Because villains never usually fucking win in film.
Dude, my jaw dropped when I saw Infinity War.
Yeah.
Like I was blown away.
Imagine the villain winning, but even better, imagine a main character people have been connected with for the longest time just dying. They get killed but they don't die like a wimp. They die fighting basically someone that's god tier villain. Impossible.
These are comic book movies. That doesn't even happen in the source material, though, to be fair, Dragon. Like that's just that is your fanfic at this point. That doesn't even happen in actual comics. Like superheroes die, they come back. It's fucking retarded, and we move on. Like that's.
Well, I'm not talking about comic books. I'm talking about like in the movie space specifically.
Right. And
I know that in comics,
off of what?
I know, but not all of them are. And to be honest,
off of propaganda.
Well, that's why when Atreus was saying earlier, like, why didn't they just do the multiverse in the beginning? It's because the entire story would have just made there's no point, right? Like you could bring people back from the dead. There's a million versions of XYZ character. I just feel like there's already no stakes as it is in a Marvel movie. They completely remove it. Now imagine if they had the multiverse from the beginning, where they could just bring back anybody, play with any character from any other parallel universe, whatever the fuck you want to make up. It just would have been too much. There's no way. I don't even think they would have had a successful MCU with an actual true cinematic history like they had for the first 10 years if they would have threw the multiverse, and they would have got confused real quick, real fast. And I just don't think it would have been very good.
This is why
what I meant was like right after Endgame, if they knew we was getting Fox involved, we got Daredevil back, we got X-Men back, we got the Fantastic Four back. I think it would have been better to just go right into let's go ahead and bring the X-Men and everybody else in instead of trying to build up to it, because now everyone's checking out. You should have led right away. I think you should have brought X-Men in right away, because we were already thinking about that
after Logan
pretty quickly.
You gave yourself a chance to ruin everything, because now when you bring the X-Men in, there's no, we none of us have any expectations of it. We know you're gonna fuck it up. So it's like if you would have did it right away, you would have at least gave us something to cash out on. Now it's like, well, even if you bring Deadpool and Wolverine and Hugh Jackman back together, it's like, well, we're anticipating for you to fuck it up somewhere.
Yeah,
so they should have brought the X-Men after, like, they should have gone real hard on the X-Men after the massive success that Logan was. They should have capitalized on that, but instead they just let us sit and went right back to to their Marvel cash cow, thinking it was everlasting.
I don't
when
know
we
about
all
that.
know.
But what you could have done is right after Endgame, Tony's dead,
Mhm.
whatever. If you want to do these other variants and shit, you could have went right into X-Men, Fantastic Four in their own universe, X-Men in their own universe, and whomever the fuck are the Netflix characters clash and have them figure out over time, why the fuck are we meeting just now? Who are these people? And then you could have figured out later on it's a Kang issue. You could have had Galactus come from the other universe. You could have had Apocalypse. You could have redid that fucking bullshit and had and they're like, yo, why is all this shit going on? Who are these fucking X-Men? Who are these fucking Fantastic Four morons? Who is Tobey Maguire? Not Tobey Maguire.
Atreus, I can give you an answer to that. It's actually quite simple. The answer to why the great ideas that you're throwing right now did not become realized is because the people behind the studios, they did not think that far ahead. Their passion was unfortunately not as hard as yours, and they did not plan well enough. Their objective is, you got these high executives at the very top who obviously do not care about the franchises that are being run, and they just tell whoever's under them, hey, I want to, the investors or such and such is telling me this is going to make a lot of money, make it happen.
They're not fans and they don't care about the product.
All I'm saying is you threw in where you could have just threw in, like, you literally, if you was gonna do it, if the multiverse is stupid and we all agree the multiverse is stupid, you could have just threw the stupid out there right away and left it alone. Okay, we just threw the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and everybody else in there. We ain't gonna talk about the multiverse no more after this. They all in one universe now. Instead, you threw Agenda, this big ass block of nothing in between all of that.
Eternals.
Why are we waiting on the Fantastic Four? Why are we waiting on the X-Men? There's no fucking reason. Oh, we know the reason, because we want to throw She-Hulk in there and we want to throw Echo in.
Wait a second. I think the problem here is,
Jay.
When we had She-Hulk, they butchered that series. They didn't portray She-Hulk like she should have been portrayed. She-Hulk actually, she loved her portraying her sexuality. She embraced it.
She's a great character.
She was very smart. She was a great character. I think if they would have done that properly, then you could have led into the Fantastic Four, because she became part of the Fantastic Four. You could have gone that angle. X-Men, I think you needed to take time, and they should have done it right away. I agree with you. Taking time to get the character depth and build up each character so people are invested in each character, understand the character, understand the antagonist, what they're doing, built that upon, and then kind of snuck it into Secret Wars. But they don't do that. Instead, they go with the MCU. They give the writing to people that have no idea about the history of any of these comics or characters or storylines, and they just wing it. And they came out and said, we've been winging it for the longest time with all these MCU movies. So, like, that's where the audience, like especially comic book nerds like myself and whoever else is in, like, love these MCU characters. You've seen them for the first time on the big screen. That's why we're kind of just like, we're done, because like these aren't the characters we grew up and loved. So I mean,
you know what I would have done with She-Hulk? I would have made
you do a lot with She-Hulk.
They missed a huge opportunity, because I would have made what's her real name? What's her I know She-Hulk. Jennifer Walters. Yeah. I would have made her an insufferable bitch. I would have made her an hard-ass, more successful, but in this way, hard-ass, successful lawyer, gets on everybody's nerve, always about her job, this, then the third. But when she's She-Hulk, she's this super flirty fucking life of the party.
That was She-Hulk.
Yeah, and then like, and it's a balance. It's a balance, and everybody loves her more when she's She-Hulk until it becomes a problem. I would have threw in some other characters in there. Like, I would have had her having a relationship with Thor, having a fucking relationship with whom, the Beta Ray Bill. I don't know.
She fucking beds down Tony Stark. He's dead. So
I just would have made it to where fucking maybe Thor has beef with fucking who knows, Luke Cage, because they were both smashed and now they don't like
this. Sounds like a black family. She-Hulk is black. She turns fucking yellow. And
this sounds like a hood family. That's what this sounds like.
Tyler Perry, so much with this character as far as the relationship. Like, if you want to do the whole feminist my body, my choice thing, she would have been fucking
An
perfect.
abortion
Like,
story
she's
featuring
sleeping
a
with
black
every
She-Hulk.
fucking body, and now everybody's going to war with each other because everybody's falling in love with that green pussy. God damn it!
No,
You
yellow.
made the
That's-
fucking-
Tonight on
Pornhub. What are we
BET.
doing here?
Really
This has become
Tyler Perry.
Pornhub.
Tonight on BET, we're gonna be
She's
talking
stuck
about
in the dryer
She-Hulk
again.
now, boy.
Somebody-
Fair, I
Help
like
her out of
I
the
like
dryer.
your pitch, Atreus. I like your pitch infinitely more than what we got. Like I'm gonna be real.
Exactly.
It's way better.
Exactly.
I mean, the villain that we got for She-Hulk was a Doomcock imitation.
Is it?
Oh my
That
god.
should tell
Speaking
you
of villains, though, let's
everything.
talk
The
about
villain
villains
was
in
the
Marvel.
MCU
Talk about
fans.
fucking Darbin, because Darbin is one of the most.
Oh, I gotta talk about
everyone's been saying, oh, they ripped off the plot of Spaceballs. No, bitch, it's what they ripped off the plot of fucking the first Ratchet and Clank game. The plot of
What?
the Marvels, if you can call it what is the plot, they ripped it from
There was
the
a plot?
fucking first Ratchet and Clank game. The whole
Yeah, there
thing
was.
is the bad guy is going around planet to planet, stealing individual sections of the planet to build his own restored planet. That is
Words.
fucking Darbin's motivation.
Here's the thing, Words. Here's
I
the thing,
honest-
Words.
I honestly didn't think they ever said her name throughout the whole movie. I was like, I know.
I
literally
thought all I
nothing
heard
about
was
this fucking
Suprema.
character.
Maybe I'm crazy.
Talk
All I
about
heard
that.
was Suprema.
I know she got a fake ass grill.
A black
That's all
woman
she
called
got.
Darbin should
Did
tell
she
you
have
everything
gold?
you
Did she
need to
have
know.
goals in her mouth?
Yeah, she had a
What?
grill. She looked
She
like
had
Lil
it. Yeah,
Jon.
she did
She
have
was straight
grill.
cheesing. It was weird.
Oh no!
shit.
Why
Look
do you
at those
grab this
eyes.
picture?
Look at those eyes.
I didn't
She's
even
only
know
got,
this.
what,
I
a
didn't
calf?
care to notice
Those are
that.
cavities.
This reminds me of Key and Peele when
She
they're doing.
look- She looks like
She looked like she would give you a good time, but
I've had a few nights with
regrets
women who
come
look like
later.
that. I'm not gonna lie.
she looks like
Oh.
a Power Rangers Section 8 version who maxed out
She has razor blades in her teeth.
who has maxed out her food stamp card. This is fucking ridiculous.
She looks
bro.
like she just swallowed a Tide Pod.
Look at that nose.
Bro,
That's
her
a dude.
character,
That's
her
a dude.
character,
That's a
Well,
dude.
her armor. I don't know what they got inspired by. I really don't know. But
The
what is
previous
up with those?
dude
What is
that
up
was
with
way
those
better,
shoulder pads? We
who
need to
held the
talk about
hammer.
those shoulder pads because when she's rocking this armor, she's rocking. If you guys played World of Warcraft, you know the orcs, right?
God
the orcs
damn,
have
yeah.
obnoxious.
No, it's not World of Warcraft. It's Warhammer 40 gay.
No,
No,
Warhammer
no, 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 no.
40K. Yeah, this
No,
is
bro.
rocking the fucking.
I'm gonna find it. I'm
40K.
gonna find it. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it. Good.
Does she have 80s like shoulder pads or something?
Yeah.
No,
This
no,
is-
like literally, if you ever played World of Warcraft
that's
or
just a horrible
Warhammer, like any of the Warhammer games, they gave her like these shoulder pads that are like obnoxiously big, like when she's in her battle armor, I believe. That
she
that make you,
reminds me of
Yeah.
Captain Marvel if she were black.
No, that's a different character in this.
no,
This
no, that's
reminds
a
me of
different
lingerie
character.
She looks like Lil
football,
Jon in this
female
picture.
He
lingerie
was there,
football.
but you know, not that big of a deal.
Who the fuck
Yeah,
looked at
crunk.
this and said, "Man, this looks intimidating"?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
She looks like that crazy
Kevin Feige,
girlfriend.
actually.
Somebody would
I
tell-
imagine she would intimidate the shit out of Kevin Feige.
No,
because
look,
I mean, if you woke up in the morning and saw that, you'd be pretty intimidated.
Atreus, look, this would be like the type of woman that, you know, one of my friends would say, oh, you know, I slept with this woman. She was great, but she's crazy ass bitch. And I had to run away as soon as I was done fucking her. This is the kind of face I would see. Okay. If somebody told me that story.
Okay, I found it. I found it.
Okay. Let's see the picture here. No, because
So-
I'm curious.
Can somebody explain to me
Mhm.
why is this like what is
Oh,
this?
shit.
And
She
then-
got those
like
like six
so
cloth
fucking
shoulder
bad,
pads.
dude.
She looks like
look.
she's cosplaying as Rohan.
She does. Yeah.
Whatever
She
the
looks like
fuck
she's
his name
cosplaying
is.
as Ronan.
Yeah, she's
Ronan.
doing that. Oh God.
Bro, her shoulders are massive. I don't
Hey,
understand.
I don't know what's going on.
plus 22 stamina, plus 50 spell power,
Like,
plus
here's
17
the-
intellect, level 70 epic shoulders. Let's
It's like
fucking
who
go.
Look at her
believe-
shoulders
who
and then look at
believes
this.
this
Look at
shit?
this. Watch this.
Like,
Yeah.
who looks at that and believes that shit, man?
They
So
are
you
cheap
black.
looking. I won't
You
lie.
could you could tell this movie was
Come
100%
on.
made because of contractual obligation. That's the
Probably.
only reason this movie exists.
Teeth,
shoulder
not
pads
teeth.
put
Think
the
about
orcs
the
to
way the
shame.
movie ended as well, though. Like because you can't have the female heroes kill the female bad guys. The female bad guy has to. First of all, Brie
Just
Larson is
explode
all
for no
like,
reason.
"I'm sorry for what I did to you. It's all my fault." Brie Larson goes full on white man guilt on this bad guy, and then the
Yeah.
bad guy is like, "I forgive you, psych," and then kills herself.
Yeah, that's literally what happened.
Most of them
Yeah.
do.
I had to
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
go back. I had to rewind it because I was like, "What the fuck just happened? She just exploded for
Can
no
you
reason."
highlight Hunty's comment, please?
Can we also talk about? Can we talk about how she died? Because I didn't get to see it because I didn't watch all the way to the end. But am I correct in understanding that she died by putting on both bands?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
Puts on
she
both
just
bands,
exploded.
pulls a Wonder Woman and then explodes.
So
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
and
wait,
it was
wait,
like,
wait, wait.
Everybody
Time,
told her
time out.
you should not put them on
Time
because
out.
you're
but
gonna
then
die.
Kamala has them on later, and it's fine.
Time out. So she, in the beginning of the movie, she's hunting these bands, and she
Yeah.
finds one of them. You mean to tell me if she had happened to find both in her first hunt, she would have died, and the
She
movie would have
just
been over?
died. Yeah,
Yes,
she just exploded.
because everybody
Bro.
told her, like the scientist dude told her.
And so not
"Hey,
only
look."
that,
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, no,
sorry,
hold
go
on. Let me tell him this. Look,
yeah,
the scientist dude told her, "Hey, look, man, I know when we find the second one, just so you know, we did some research on this. If you put both of them on and you try to do what you're gonna do, you're gonna die. And then how about you give us some time to do some research to come up with a better alternative?" And her response is, "Bitch, shut the
Wakanda
fuck
forever.
up. We're gonna do this shit right now. Yeah, Wakanda forever."
so when she first shows up, Kamala should have just been like, "Here you go, take it."
Seriously, she should have just done that.
And then
Hell,
not only
she
that,
was
but at the
wrong.
end of the movie,
understand
Captain
how-
Marvel has to save the planet that she destroyed
Oh
before
yeah,
by turning
yeah.
its sun back on, and she
Did
literally
you
just
hear?
uses
Oh,
her
I
own
don't even wanna
power to
talk
do
about
it.
that.
Something that she could have done
Did you
the
hear her
entire fucking
excuse?
time. Yeah,
No,
she
no,
was
no,
just
no,
like, I
no,
didn't
no.
think about it.
Wait, Wyatt, did you hear the excuse that Captain Marvel gave, like Brie Larson's character did, when like she said, oh, like back in that movie that nobody watched, I'm the reason they're all so
Which one?
vengeful because I went there to destroy like their supreme intelligence thing because I thought it would help them all out. But in reality, I was so dumb. What ended up happening is they all went a civil war, you see. And now their planet is totally uninhabitable. I'm such a bitch. Like, what?
Can y'all
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
y'all can y'all believe we never got a fucking real Kree Skrull war?
Yeah, seriously.
I can't.
Yeah,
I
we
can
never
believe
did.
that. Yeah, I can absolutely believe we never got one because Marvel doesn't know how to give fans what they fucking want.
Yes,
They never do. They
it was
never
just-
do.
It's fucking hilarious at the end. Captain Marvel turns their sun back on with a power she could have done literally the entire fucking time. So the entire planet is like, oh my god, thank you for saving us. Some like, none of them were thinking you could have done that at any point in the last fucking 60 years, however long it's been. You just thought of it now.
Well, not
30
only that,
years.
too,
Yeah,
this woman has
seriously,
the
that-
power
Mi-
to
Miss
turn a
Marvel-
sun back on, and
But-
she struggles with some enemies. And I'm looking
That's
at.
what. Yeah, dude. When they
I'm
were in a
looking at
fight in the
the
hallway, I'm like,
Yeah,
why is there
okay.
even a fight?
Wait, what's up, Jay?
Well, I was just gonna say, like that was my point. Like Captain Marvel is like she takes on Thanos and it goes toe to toe with Thanos, but yet she struggles throughout this movie. And I'm like, what's happening with this character? I have no idea what's going on.
because
You can
because
take
they
No
on
have no
Thanos.
nuance.
consistency.
Now,
This is what
now
happened.
you're
They
taking
heard
on
the
this.
criticism of her not having those struggles in the first movie, so they decided we're gonna fix that with no creativity. You got it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, actually, no,
But she-
Atreus, you're spot on. They fixed something
Yeah.
else too. So here's a major problem with this movie that I actually want to sort of give Disney credit for. So everyone talked about how much of an unlikable bitch Captain Marvel was in her previous appearances. So in this, they're like, okay, we can't have her be an unlikable bitch. So out of the blue, out of nowhere, she's this bubbly bubblegum pop star,
Yeah.
kind of like happy-go-lucky. Like, don't get me wrong, it was nice seeing her not be a voracious cunt, but the change came out of nowhere. She's just
Yeah.
all of a sudden a
Yeah.
happy-go-lucky character.
A chameleon.
Let's hug it out. I'm
It is a
sorry.
little weird. There's no
No,
consistency.
dude.
The
That's the
CGI
problem.
was
Yeah.
shit, dude. Oh, fucking
The CGI
at
was
the
so
end of the
bad.
movie when
Oh,
fucking
God, it's
Monica
awful.
turns into her like ultimate ghost spirit form or whatever the fuck.
Oh
And
yeah.
it looks so bad.
Hey, she got them white eyes now. She
I
ain't
know, I was
black
like,
no
what the hell
more.
is
She
happening? Like,
is a
Did someone
vampire.
No,
explain
Monica's
to
just
me
a
why
ghost.
she had to go to
She's
the
just a
other
ghost.
side of the universal tear to seal it
What?
back
Yeah,
up?
she
Yeah.
didn't
Why
have to
couldn't
at
she
all.
seal it
You
from
didn't
our-
have
Yeah,
to.
she's
Yeah.
like, you could have done it from what?
But wait,
Bro,
that reveal,
honestly-
the cameo of the X-Men at the end, it was all
Like,
All
worth
these
shit.
it.
questions that we have about this movie is completely 100% null and void at the fact that the main villain could have died in the beginning. That's what
Yeah.
I can't get my mind around. If she wore
It
both
was
bands at the
accidental
start,
too.
If
none
they
of
just
this
gave her
movie
what
would
she
have
wanted
happened.
the whole time, she would just
And it just makes the
explode.
entire movie ultra convenient. I'm like, this is just.
But you know what's crazy, Hypno? Let me tell you what's the craziest part is that like near the 1 hour mark, the villain realizes that she had no idea that Miss Marvel had the other pair of the bracelet. And before they made this realization, they were all confused as to why there were 3 women popping in and out all over the place until all 3 of them conveniently popped in at the same place. And then she goes like, oh, it has something to do with this other bracelet. It's the 2 quantum bracelets. Oh my God, kill
Dude,
them
there was a
all.
moment. There was a moment where Captain Marvel used her powers, and then both Kamala and the other one appeared, and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
How the fuck did that happen?"
But then there are instances where they
But there's
use their powers and nothing
And they don't
happens.
switch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
Okay, wait. Is it like you have to do a certain? I think what they were trying to go with, and like the way they pulled this off was by showing Captain Marvel fly, and then once she hit a certain velocity, her and Kamala switch. I think they were going with the idea that you can use your powers to an extent, but once you hit a certain output, that's when the switch happens. But
But it happened throughout the movie when they did little powers here and there, so that doesn't
I
even
know.
work.
I know.
Can't go past 55 miles an hour,
this
otherwise
movie-
you're
And
going
then it
back to
just
time.
stops for like no reason. They're just
It's
like,
the
oh,
mega
it's
bands. I'm
stopped happening.
swearing
That's
to you.
cool.
The main problem with this movie is the acting, though. It's so flat and forced. It's just,
Yeah, the whole
it's hard to
movie is-
watch.
If
you watch,
I think the acting in this was fine. Like Brie Larson trying to do that emotional scene where she explains that she killed the Kree's son. That was poorly done. But up to that, I don't know. Like Samuel L. Jackson, the
Oh.
character, the character of Nick Fury sucked, but his acting wasn't bad. Brie Larson's acting up until the emotional scene wasn't bad. Like the girl that played Kamala Khan, the character again sucks, but her acting wasn't bad. I think the only bad one was actually Monica Rambeau.
dude,
Yeah,
And
it's
Dark
bad.
Knight.
It's pretty
Racist.
bad.
You know what's
It's
crazy
pretty-
about? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
pretty
Jeff.
rough to watch. It's pretty rough to watch. And then
It is.
it got really rough to watch when they broke into song. It was like,
Oh
I
my
like,
God,
what
that
the
was
actual
horrible.
fuck
Why
am I
it was
doing?
so
I don't
Like,
know. I don't
breaking
think
up
it's
the
that
song.
I
No,
think
it
people
was
were
welcome
gonna
to
hate on
the
that.
podcast.
Scene was not that bad. It really wasn't. It the song
It
itself.
just
was,
came
was,
out of no. Leon. Okay, look.
This isn't the
scene may
Greatest
not have
Showman. This is
Wait,
the
yeah.
Marvels.
Exactly. So, Leon, the problem is not the scene itself. Yeah, it was sung beautifully, lighting, everything great. The problem is we're watching a movie that, they're telling us from like the first few minutes, hey, you need to take us seriously. And then out of nowhere,
but
this
why-
thing pops
why
out
would
of
you
fucking
find that-
nowhere.
Look,
And then you're like,
we watched
oh,
WandaVision.
sing along
We watched
on the good
WandaVision.
old
and
band. We're
they
gonna sing
totally broke
along.
out of
Oh,
Picture
how are
Book.
you?
Problem
Like, what the
is that
fuck?
Captain Marvel was not around for Loki. She wasn't there for Ultron. She wasn't there for Thanos at first. She wasn't there for a ton of
Nothing.
fucking problems. So she was out singing on this planet, sucking this one dude's dick the whole time. And she was like, I've been
Yeah,
busy doing other stuff. Just
Yeah,
just
yeah.
You know, yeah,
singing.
She's
that
with the
aspect
I'm
of it, you're right,
singing with the
that's
rain. What the
totally
fuck?
ridiculous. But the
Yeah.
actual, like,
Atreus
the
has to
scene
go,
in the movie-
ladies and gentlemen.
I actually gotta go too.
Oh shit! What? Damn.
Me and
Right,
Tracy are
right,
gonna pull the
right, you
crime.
guys said 2 hours. You're at an hour and a half.
Huh? What was that? What did you say?
Been an hour and a half.
I can do like 10, 15 minutes left.
Okay, that's fine.
Are you both going to the same
Atreus, you gotta
gangbang?
go.
Yeah, I gotta head out, man. My
That
dog.
booty hole hurts.
Huh?
Nice to meet you, Atreus.
No. I was about to list off a bunch of things I gotta do, but
Okay.
yeah, but
Oh,
It's
God.
okay.
yeah, no, I
Go
no,
for it.
I appreciate y'all as always, man. I gotta go and this fucker here has been whining. I'm surprised I haven't heard it, but this fucker here has been whining. I haven't
You have a
taken him out in hours and shit, and then I gotta go fix I got a lot of shit I gotta do.
Oh, good
Okay,
then.
sir.
But I appreciate y'all having that conversation with me earlier, and
Mhm.
as much as I love sitting here roasting the Marvel. Shut up!
Stop oppressing your slave dog, Atreus.
It's a very cute dog, though. Come on, man. Be nice to
We're
him.
happy to have our Mr. Popo back, so we'll see you again soon.
Okay.
Don't eat it.
Yeah, guys. As always, I appreciate y'all for having me, but I gotta get off my
Yeah,
ass.
man.
I gotta go and do some things. All right.
All good, man. You take care of yourself, right?
Bye,
All right, y'all
Atreus.
too, man. Y'all
Bye.
be easy. It was nice meeting you, Jay, by the way.
Yeah, nice meeting you, bro.
All right. Ryan, you white bigot.
Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Um,
Guy.
But no, man, a lot of this
Leon,
movie just doesn't make any sense, man. And not that I expected it to. Honestly, the whole concept about power switching too, I knew they were gonna fuck that up. Also,
You could tell how chopped up the movie was too. It was like someone didn't edit it and then didn't go back and watch it again. They're just like, it's done, it's fine, fuck it, just put it out.
Well, they reshortened this movie how many times? Like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
They had to cut it back like 10 15
tell.
minutes each time. The movie I think was initially 2 hours and change, like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that. So they cut it back a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
In total, the movie was like an hour and 40 minutes, but was it
Yeah.
longer before?
The other
Jay,
piece that
I
wanna
want
talk
to hear what
about-
you have to say about the singing
Yes.
scene.
Okay. So you're talking about the acting. The acting was so bad in this movie. Like when they tried to get to the emotional parts of this movie, you were so out of it because there was no depth to anything. So when they like Captain Marvel trying to save, for some reason she can't fly fast enough to get Captain Rambeau, and she fails at that. Then she comes back and right away hugs Kamala Khan. Like we're supposed to be like, oh, that's too bad. It's awkward. It's poorly acted. It's poorly directed.
But that's not
It's
their
all over the
acting.
place.
That's the tone of the film. That's not just like that hug,
That's
for
the
example.
acting.
Like,
That's
was
the
no,
direction.
tone and
Direction, the
acting are
director.
tone comes from like acting is a part of tone, but there's a myriad of other things that set up tone. Like
You can't win,
the
Jay.
overall
You
story
won't
sets
win.
tone. Musical
I will
cues
win this
set
one.
tone.
You won't
The way
win.
the camera moves
You won't
sets
fucking
tone. So like the tone of this movie was bad, but the overall acting was like it wasn't egregiously bad. It was the same sort of standard generic nothing burger acting we've gotten for the last 5 years out of Marvel. But like again, aside from Monica Rambeau, I think that actress did a horrible job, and Dar-Benn, but Kamala Khan, Captain Marvel, and Nick Fury, they weren't bad. They were fine. It was a bad script. You can't really do a whole lot. They were acting adequately, but there was nothing for them to work with. So
It's the
I
same
would say
thing.
that's bad directing, not bad acting.
Well, yeah, I agree with you there. But like, if you're as an actor, you should be able to take a hold of that and exaggerate that and make it better.
Right. Look
Especially,
at
like,
You want
Ray
even more
Stevenson.
exaggeration than we got? in this
Look
movie?
at Ray Stevenson in Ahsoka. Like
Yes,
we all
exactly.
were
That was my
actually
point.
into that character.
Yes, and the others, it fell flat because the emotions. Like you look at Sabine standing there, and the whole series was based on her finding Ezra, and then when she finds him, there's no reaction to it. That's
Absolutely,
exactly
yeah.
what you
I
got.
felt more emotion watching the Marvels. I'll be real. Look, the Marvels.
Really?
This movie is not good. No one's gonna say it's good. I will say this is easily not the
That was
worst
dirty.
MCU film. This is
I agree.
absolutely not
No,
the worst MCU
I
film.
honestly agree with Leon. Like it was not good at all, but I would say She-Hulk was worse. I would say Eternals was worse, actually.
That's a nice
I would say
pair of
Doctor
eyes.
Strange 2 is worse. Legit, Doctor Strange 2
I
I think
wouldn't
is
go
worse
that
than the
far.
Marvels.
I'm
I
not going there
fucking
with that
love
one.
Doctor
Yeah.
Strange too. But yeah, no,
Those are-
but as far as the dance scene goes, like people, I saw a bunch of like posts on X, like, oh, it's a 10-minute song sequence. It was like 2 minutes tops. The song
Yeah, it
itself,
wasn't that long.
honestly, the song reminded me of something you'd hear in Lion King in the 90s. It was a fun, catchy song. Was it out of place? No more out of place than them making a boner joke out of Quicksilver and WandaVision. Like, I've come to expect that level of stuff from the MCU. I think people are over exaggerating just how cringy.
I'm
the
not gonna
dance
lie
sequence
though,
is.
Brie looked pretty nice in that dress during that scene. Though I was like, damn, okay, she's kind of
Fair enough.
She did too. Yeah, she did look very nice in that. Yeah.
As I told you, Jay, you can't win. There's a reason Words of Paradise has gotten nearly the support of 2,000 subscribers in less than a year. He'll get to 4,000, I'm sure. 6,000,
Leon knows I love him.
8,000,
Like,
10,000.
Leon's
You
great.
can't
I just want to
win against this man.
I
He
can
will
fix
stand
her.
by his position. That's why I don't argue with him. I just highlight the fact that he does it, and it gives me some form of fucking credibility.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. No, Jay and I love each other. So just so yeah, we're arguing.
yeah,
We're arguing
it's
because we
all
both
good.
care about this shit. So yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
But those
Well-
eyes are fucking wonderful. I
Well,
want
this
those eyes.
this character right here looks like something Eddie Murphy would have picked up on the side street back in the 90s.
Good God. Oh God.
I don't
Yeah.
get that
He
reference.
named the special Raw after her.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
You
Look,
know what's
man.
sad, man? I really feel like she fell flat as a villain, and I don't know if it's due to her acting skills or just the overarching inability of the writers to write any sort of decent villain. Like I feel like they got lucky in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, or was it
Yeah.
Guardians of the I'm sorry, not Ant-Man, Guardians of the
No,
Galaxy. I feel like they got
Guardians.
lucky
Mhm.
in Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy.
Oh man,
where
yeah, that film was
everybody
great.
loved him, you know. But overall, like I feel like these characters are just terrible, you know. And she's trying to. I just don't like when women characters try to act like men, and that's a thing lately. Well, not lately, really over the last few years. It really is just it's terrible. Like you give these like super grungy noises. You're trying to make it seem like you're ultra tough and this and whatever. And I just can't stand it. Like when Bree fucking grabbed those two agents in Kamala's house and she got smacked with something. She made this face, and I wish I screen capped it, but she just made this like I'm mad face, and I just like why are you doing this?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you literally
Her
can
eyes.
restart a fucking sun, and you're over here making angry faces because some agent smacked you with something. It's like,
But her
why
eyes.
are you doing this?
Notice her eyes are cockeyed. Why are all these?
I
fuckers
noticed that.
cockeyed? Why?
I actually
I
didn't
don't
notice
know.
that.
I have
What happens when
glasses
you're
to make
forcing
sure
an
I'm
angry
not
face?
cockeyed. Why are these people cockeyed? Why is this allowed? Why
They
is
were
this
told to
Why is this
overexpress.
Why
and
were they thrown
probably-
off the rock when they were children?
Look, all I can say is
great country, Iraq? Very good country.
I don't mind female characters that try to.
Iraq,
Bro, why does she have
get
gold in her
it?
teeth?
Because I say it properly, not Iraq or
Is that ever
Iran.
explained? Is the gold in her teeth ever explained, or is
No.
it just
No,
another
it's
hey, it's a
not.
black
No,
character,
it's just
so we gotta
there.
throw some fucking gold
It's just that we'll
in her
look
people with
goddamn
it,
teeth?
Hypno.
This is
She's
what I
probably got
was
some
explaining.
she's probably got some buck ass teeth in real life. So
This is
fill it
what
in
I
to
was
make it
explaining to Atreus, bro.
Mm.
The fact that every time they have a black character, they gotta blackify it, like in the most stereotypical way. You put gold in this fucking woman's teeth, bro. Why did you?
So
Why did you
Magneto can
do that?
defeat her. It's so that Magneto
Does the original
can
Dar-Ben have
hurt
gold in
her.
his teeth that I don't know about?
Well, the original
don't have no
Dar-Ben is a man, so
I know. That's why I'm asking. Does he have?
I don't know.
gold
Why
in
am
his
I
teeth?
not surprised you said that? Why am I not fucking surprised?
Like, is
They
there a
always
reference?
gender
Am I
swap
missing a
everything.
reference here? I want to make sure I'm not missing like a reference to something. You know what I mean? Other than this is a black character, so we need to throw a stereotype in there. You know, it's fucking stupid. It really is. Like this is why people have problems with this shit. This is why
I'm
Director X
looking at
got
comic
roasted with his
skills of
Robin Hood.
Dar-Ben, and no, I'm not seeing any silver or gold in the mouth.
Nothing, right? I didn't remember anything, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't wrong because it's fucking stupid. It really is. Like
Her
no reason for
nose.
this.
Her nose is almost as wide as her mouth. It's very
Yeah, but you're not
strange.
allowed
Did
to
you
say
do a Paul
that.
McCartney impression for a moment by accident? A nose is almost as wide as a mouth.
I swear to God, I thought this.
Oh god!
I thought this was Jordan Peele at first. I thought it was Jordan Peele. I honest to God, I thought, oh my God, Jordan Peele.
My
is
God,
funny.
that's quite expressive, man. You got there,
Does
hey,
she
isn't
really
it?
just have a grill just to have a grill? That's it. Like
Yeah.
Her
They
nose.
just added
her
a grill.
eyes.
Like I had no idea about the grill until you pointed out because I
How
didn't
can
care about the
anybody
character.
be okay with this level of representation? I'll just never understand.
You know what's
why
crazy?
you gotta go? Sorry, wait.
Yeah,
why
I
you
gotta
go?
take off now. Yeah, I got band practice right now, but I'm glad I could get
Is that
out
what
this
they
horrible
call it
shit I
in
endured.
California?
Shut up, racist.
Shut up, AIDS man.
All right, I was. Thanks for having me on. It's always a great time. I'll catch you all next
Absolutely,
time.
Wyatt. Thanks
Hey,
for hanging
take
out,
care,
bro.
man.
So yeah, clearly, I'm glad I didn't miss something because I really couldn't understand this when I was watching. I'm like, why is her teeth gold? There's no reason. And I thought they were gonna explain it, but I didn't watch the rest of the movie, so that's why I asked you guys if they did. But they never explained anything, really. I mean, everything. It's all black girl magic. All of this is fucking black girl magic. Everything.
Literally everything. You know what's crazy is that she was born in Britain, but she's from like an originally Ugandan family. So they literally made the African look as stereotypical hoodish as possible. Like it's incredible. Like,
Well, this is
villain
the female version of By Odin's Fade. You know what I mean? This
It's
is like-
literally that. This is by Odin's
why do you
fate, and
think
they
I
even
love-
made her blonde of all things. Like,
I'm
they gave her
surprised they didn't put
blonde hair.
Jordans on her.
What? Why do you think I love Americans so much? Your stereotypes are just so wonderful.
They're just overstimulated racist mockeries of the
Yes.
greatest esteem. That's what
I
it
mean,
is.
America is the great successor to the British Empire, who treated minorities equally as well as the United States did in its prime. And you can see the correlation between the collapse of our popular culture, the collapse of our nations, and the collapse of our common sense throughout the last century. A century ago, 50, 60 years ago, we were on top. We were on good form. And it's just gotten worse and worse and worse.
Oh
This is
my
a great
God, I
example
love
of it.
By Otis
By Otis
AIDS. I love
Haynes.
it. I love
Yep.
it.
That's great.
Chat is having a great time roasting this movie. But yeah,
No,
so
yeah.
in,
No, you saw a little bit. So you didn't watch the whole thing, but you saw the montage scene. Now, I'm apparently in the minority. Aside from them using Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys, I feel like that song didn't fit at all. I thought the montage scene was actually a pretty decent way to show them getting acclimated to switching and shit. Like
they're
a lot of people
they're
were roasting that
obsessed.
scene.
I didn't care about that scene. That was
They're
fine. I was fine
obsessed with
it.
the Beastie Boys. I don't know why Marvel uses the Beastie Boys for fucking everything. I feel like every trailer has a Beastie Boy song. It feels like, but I mean the montage is like whatever, for me, because it was a way to describe how the powers are switching and whatnot. But my thing is, you could describe how everything's working, how the powers are switching. That's fine, but then you do not remain consistent. I remember there was a particular scene where Captain Marvel, I think, was getting kind of like briefed by Monica Rambeau and Nick Fury about how the power switching works. And then after she was briefed, she literally just fucking like flew off and nothing happened. I'm like, but even if it's a lesser scale of power, she doesn't know that yet. She doesn't know that using less power would not make the switch. So why would you fly off knowing that if you use your powers, you're going to switch? It's just kind of, it just doesn't make any sense. It's a little weird to me.
But it would have been an interesting concept. So the concept of, all our powers for now because the enemy has this other bracelet. We have to like learn to control our powers and utilize them to the best of our ability. We're learning to work together to defeat the enemy in front of us. That's a great concept in writing by itself.
Well,
However,
I
the
saw somebody asked a
execution was
question I
bad.
just want to answer real quick, Dragon Slayer. Somebody said, who is this character and who are they supposed to be? That is a gender swap version of this man right here.
Gender
very
swap
close.
and race swap.
It's very accurate.
Yeah.
It's very,
Double
very
swap.
accurate.
That's what we call it.
I
here.
get it. So he had like a gold chain here. So okay,
Yeah.
they put it in the mouth.
Maybe
They put it in the mouth. That makes sense. That
Are
makes
you
total-
no, it cannot
No, I'm being
be. It
stupid.
cannot
I'm being
be.
stupid. It's fucking retarded.
No,
This whole thing is
it cannot
retarded.
be. That would be like so on the nose.
Bro, this movie, like
It's a very
literally,
big nose.
He has
is
better
retarded.
armor than the movie villain does.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah,
How
his
did-
shoulder pads aren't massive either. His helmet.
the
Hey, his
world was-
shoulders are badass quality. That's
Yeah,
what
the
they
world of quality content was far better 50,
Trace,
60 years ago
I
than it
can't
is
tell
I
the
today.
can't tell the difference.
Did Ronan the
Chinese.
Accuser wear makeup? Was the blue and purple skin not Ronan the Accuser's natural skin? Because why does this bitch look human when she's also supposedly a Kree leader and Ronan like looked all big and blue and shit?
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
I
don't
have
know.
no
Maybe
idea.
they're like
I
the
said,
pigs,
once you
they
start asking
paint themselves.
questions, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole you really just don't want to go down.
Look,
Leon,
it brings
Leon,
so
look.
many bad questions.
Leon, just think of the Kree as like the Celts, and the ones that paint themselves blue, they're actually white. They just paint themselves blue before going into battle because
For
it is what it
freedom.
is. Yeah.
She painted herself black.
Freedom!
It's blackface. The Kree
Exactly.
do blackface.
Blue
Quick
face.
shout out to T-Jab Steve, man. Normally I do this at the hour mark, but he is dropping gifted Hypnotic memberships left and right. He dropped 10
shit.
gifted Hypnotic memberships, man.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
T-Jab.
Thank
Hey,
you.
thanks,
One
man.
of our moderators, man. Love you, T-Jab. Much appreciated, man. That's
You're the
awesome. I
man,
see a lot of
T-Jab.
people saying thank you in chat. If you don't have your gifted Hypnotic memberships enabled, please make sure you do so that they don't go into the void and get sucked up by the multiverse and land somewhere in the fucking Marvels. That would be terrible.
Frost Fang makes a good point. It could be due to genetic manipulation because as we are all aware, genetics do play a factor in changing people and making people who they are. Wink, wink. Nod, nod.
I mean that's an interesting
Explains the
concept.
hairline.
But did they ever explain it? Is it ever explained? I would have actually believed. That would have been interesting if, like, they had
She's
said,
more powerful, Dragon, through genetic manipulation. Turning into a female and turning black.
Oh,
she
God.
is more powerful than this character representation. So, because of that genetic tampering, to be more superior, the story is basically telling all the fine folks that genetically, a black female woman is genetically superior.
Dude,
Which
there was
is
a
obviously
scene
true.
where she spun her hammer, right?
Exactly.
She
Oh,
spun her
God,
hammer,
yeah.
and I swear to God, I thought I saw her wrist break. Like, I'm so serious
No,
because
that prop
she
was too
swung the
heavy.
hammer. Yeah, it was. That's what I mean. She swung the hammer, and I saw like the top of the hammer fall a bit. I'm like, oh, she really fucked her wrist up. But they tried to
Oh, yeah.
hide it from like CGI, like they made it splash purple and stuff, and it was pretty bad.
Well, that's
It's
a
whatever.
proof of their genetic superiority. They can break their wrists and no pain. Like no pain. It's incredible.
Oh God.
Emilio in the chat says Disney sucks at casting characters. That's why Nintendo doesn't work with Disney when making Mario and Legend of Zelda. Are we going to talk about Zelda at any point before the night's over? Because I can't wait.
We
for
could
that
talk
to
about it later
fire
on in the night for sure.
Tranny.
We could talk about the
Black
Zelda
Queen
live action.
magic.
I still can't believe it's
can we-
happening. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off, but we'll talk about it later. Go ahead, Jay.
No.
Yeah. I was just going to mention the director, Nia DaCosta. Can we talk about her a little bit? Because my opinion of her
absolutely.
might differ than yours, but I just feel like she was put in a really awful spot for this movie.
So
I mean,
I
Go
can agree. I can agree to an extent. The thing is, these directors, if you want to call them woke directors, you want to call whatever you want to call them, usually female or people of color or whatever. The problem is that some of them might have good intentions, most of them don't. Some of them might though, and the ones that do, they're just going to be used anyway by the major studio. Or overall, they're very pigeonholed into certain roles, and a lot of them in what they create, they can't exactly use their creativity because they do have to follow that identity politics mantra. Now, by what I mean is some of them do actually care. I forgot the name of one of them that was actively talking about wishing they could do certain things, but they couldn't because they had to kind of play the game, so to speak. But a lot of them are in
Wasn't
that
that Director
whole...
X?
No, it was another one. I know everybody's gonna say it's Director X.
Director
but it's not.
Y.
no,
There was
wasn't it?
another one. I forgot who it was.
Edgar Wright said that about Marvel back in Phase 2. That's why he quit Ant-Man, because Marvel wouldn't let
It might
him
have
be
been
Edgar.
Edgar.
Wright.
It might have been.
What's his name?
It was a long time
Waika
ago.
Tahiti or whatever his name is.
Fuck him. He's his
Taika
entire
Waititi.
entire
Yeah, some
existence is
Jew.
an identity politic.
Yeah.
So, but the ones that don't, right? The ones that obviously play this game, they really don't care, man, and they're okay with being used. At the end of the day, you're making how much money these directors make? They must make crazy money, right? So you're getting paid
Depends, but yeah.
to be a POC, poster board. That's what you are, or a gender poster board if you're a woman, and they're perfectly fine with that. So with Nia DaCosta, I can't say that I feel bad, because I could tell by the way she speaks that it's not just her PR team telling her to say these things. It's not just the studio telling her to, like, she actually believes a lot of the diversity bullshit that she speaks about in her interviews. I don't know if you've watched a lot of the interviews, but they it's very clear. It's very clear that it's coming from her and her mindset, and you can see it in the movie. You can see it played out pretty much everywhere in a lot of the films that she has done. So I don't feel bad.
She's only
for
done
her.
2 others besides this. One indie film that no one fucking saw, and then she did that god awful Candyman remake. So
Yeah, and
like, I'm
everybody
pretty sure
hated
those are
Candyman
her only
remake, so.
2 movies. Like, why they handed someone who has never made anything beyond an indie
Checkbox,
film
baby.
frankly, the indie movie did do good at like the film festival circuit. I will give it that. She's probably got talent for working on small films, but then to do a big budget remake of one of the most beloved horror films of the 90s and fail, those are her only 2 projects, and they give her arguably the most expensive Marvel film to date.
But you got to
Dumb
remember too,
fucking
bro.
plot.
Look what happened with Little Mermaid. They gave it to Halle Bailey,
Yeah.
and she had a fucking short ass filmography. She did basically nothing. Her roles before Little Mermaid was when she was a teenager. Like she didn't really have
for an
anything.
actor, I feel like that's fair. You can get an actor who's unknown, and they might.
I got a better example, Leon.
For a director, you've got to have someone competent that really knows their shit when you're working with 200.
Well, the Rings of Power directors.
Rings,
were in
there we
charge
go.
of
That's what I was going to mention.
$1 billion fucking budgeted double
Over
season.
$1 billion. Over.
Yeah, they were in charge of $1 billion. They had $1 billion.
Season
handed
1,
to them
by
for
the
2
way.
seasons. No, it was 2 seasons.
No.
Season one, season
The
two.
over $1 billion. So the budget for season 1, like the base budget, went up to like 500 million for season 1, but then it got increased by the marketing and other campaigns they were throwing on top of that, because Amazon had just pulled away from their MMO that they were going to make on the game studio at the time. Now they're bringing it back. So they took all that extra money and dumped it on season 1, which is why like certain portions of the CGI look great, but the rest of the show is shit.
But I mean,
Because-
they were
closer
still
to-
two heavily inexperienced
Yeah.
showrunners.
Yeah.
They were
Exactly.
handed $1 billion production, and you can't even say it was for diversity because they were both super white guys. So it's odd. It's odd.
But they read the book,
choices
Hypno.
that
They
made.
read the book.
Yeah, they read the book
super
so
white.
much that they ignored it. God, I'm
They
blind,
shat on
Ryan,
it and then
thanks.
splashed it down the
Fucking
toilet.
blind.
It was good to see a male model that you highlighted a little earlier, Hypnotic.
Shout out to
Always good
Camelot 331. He's in the
Yes,
chat.
male
What's up,
model,
Camelot?
yeah.
How you doing?
If you
Owner
need
of the
Chris
big PP.
Pratt on a budget, check out Camelot.
Yeah, nice
Chris
to see you
Pratt
back
on
on
a
X,
budget?
Camelot. We've missed you.
Dude, I love Camelot on X, man. It's fucking hilarious. It is hilarious. And the thing is, it's the trolling is next level because now he's, well, I'm not gonna say it, but it's just
Right.
his new account is pretty funny.
It's going even harder, and you'll love to fucking see it.
Yeah, it's
Welcome
great.
back, Camelot man.
So why Jay? Why do you think? Why do you ask if why do you feel bad for Nia DaCosta? Do you feel bad for Nia DaCosta?
I'm not saying I feel bad for her. I think she was put in a rough spot.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I think she was. Well, there's rumors of her. She was financially in trouble, and she hit all the check marks for Disney, and it was just a quick money grab.
Mhm.
And then she was kind of withheld, like in a block state for the longest time with this movie. Like, and I don't know how much truth there is to that, where she was sitting there, waiting to do post production. She didn't show up for post production. That whole, situation. I think most directors, I think, just kind of direct the assistants to do the post production mostly anyway. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's all out there. But I think she was just put in a really rough situation. Like you said, this is a huge money movie that she's not capable of directing or handling.
Mhm.
So I kind of feel like either way she was going to get nailed to the wall for this. So
I mean, she
I just
probably
got
wouldn't
kinda
have been nailed
curious.
to the wall near as much if she hadn't said the dumb shit she'd said in interviews, though. I get what you're saying, and to an extent, you're right. But she exacerbated the issue by talking ridiculous, dumb Hollywood DEI shit openly in interviews. She Zeglered herself. She Zegfested herself.
Right,
Yeah.
but she must be okay with it, right? She must be okay with being used in that manner, or as someone said in the chat, like
Well,
a
she's
POC
backpedaling
prostitute,
now.
essentially.
She's
Backpedaling how?
backpedaling now. Yeah. Well, she's kind of just saying, like she was never given the proper opportunities with, when I'm talking about that time frame, like they were delaying, and she said she had to go on to other movies. So she's kind of backpedaling, making excuses. Just that's why I'm asking what you guys are thoughts on this, because she's doing your typical, it's everyone else's fault but mine, and I'm just kind of like, okay, here we go.
Jay, here's the thing about with directors like her, I can use at least the example of like with Director X, he told us similar things when we did the live stream with him, where he was like, oh, some scenes that you see on the show or certain aspects of it, unfortunately I didn't have 100% control over it, especially the budget and the time frame that I had to do these things.
And the
we
edits.
could all, and the edits. And we all knew that, on certain points, yes, it's true. As a director, you're just brought in by the studio to literally direct the movie based off the decisions of people hired in you, and you get paid money for it and you leave. That's it. Everything else gets taken care of by somebody else. But depending on your clout as a director, as in how many good projects you made in the past and your reputation, of course, some directors have way more creative control over the products that they handle compared to others. And so with her, unfortunately, I do not know a lot about this director. So all I'm going to say is that, yes, it could be true that it was, the studio's fault that the movie ended up in such a sorry state, and she was a victim of them taking advantage of someone that was hurting for money, and it was the perfect scapegoat in case the project failed. Or it could be the opposite, that she's lying about at least some or half of the things that she's saying, or everything entirely. And it could be that it's all her fault. Again, we will never know those specific details because we were not there. And
I have the Dragon Stone. I command
for
Dragon
fuck's
to stop talking so we can get to Super Chat.
Oh, sod off, you fucker.
Yeah, let's cover the Super Chats real quick. We just got a couple.
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
We got, let's see, Zombie Box Reviews. Perchu says, "Hail Hypno Crew." What's up, Zombie? How you doing, bro?
Hey, bro. How's it going?
Of course, we mentioned T-Jab dropping bombs. Freaking 10 gifted Hypnotic memberships. Thank you so much, T-Jab. We also got Paul J. Brazel Jr. for 2. Says, "Hypnotic, we're talking about Phil and Toes." Nice.
Yeah, we talking about it still.
And Black Lives or Black Devil member for 2 months says they're POC prostitutes.
Yeah,
POC. I can't even say that fucking word.
Prostitutes.
That's a great word.
Prostitutes. There you go.
Prostitutes.
I can only imagine trying to use that. Can you imagine trying to use that in like a YouTube title? You get fucking like instantly shadow banned.
Remember the days?
Dude, I think I'm shadow banned hard. Like I went from I got like 2 videos in a row that cranked up for me like into the thousands. I got like over 70 subs in 2 days, and then my videos flatlined the next 3 days after. Didn't even crack 100 views.
It happens, bro. I
stopped
trying to figure out the YouTube algorithm. I just know like if there's a super trendy topic, cover it and hope for the best. That's it.
You experienced a spike, Leon, and hopefully it's the first of many. Although imagine or remember the days when these folks didn't have power. Remember the days when we and our ancestors didn't take any shit and just did what we did and had a great time and had strong families and
your ancestors didn't take shit from Atreus' ancestors. Yes, that's correct.
My goodness,
they kind of just showed up and you
didn't take shit. You bought them.
My ancestors took from everyone words.
But they gave them goods in exchange. Let's be specific here. And then Atreus' ancestors sold other people's ancestors.
My ancestors gave Native Americans smallpox blankets, Spanish FT dubs. Like
no, that's not true. We didn't discover germ theory. That never happened.
I know that's not actually true.
It's the string germ theory.
Well,
they killed each other. We didn't kill them.
Going back to that Nia DaCosta, I think she was way out of her league because you could tell by her directing in this movie, it was poorly done, if done at all. So that was I brought her up because I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. There was a lot of excuses. There's a lot of things being said. But after watching the movie, I just feel like she's way out of her league when it comes to these kind of movies.
Well, she probably is because the problem is that when we do. And this happens everywhere. When we do hiring based off what you look like and not what you can do, it sets you up to fail right off the bat if you're not experienced in what you're actually being hired for. We're seeing this everywhere. We're seeing, okay, so back to the Little Mermaid real quick. So when Halle Bailey was hired, right? She literally was an emotionalist actress. I've never seen someone act so bad in a movie that honestly you should be hyper energy. You should be I guess animated would be the word, right? So you should be an animated actress for that movie, and all I saw was just plain, right? And you see this all throughout when we're hiring people, and it's not just black people either. Look at fucking what's her name? Morphed Clark in Rings of Power, right? White woman, terrible in that film. She was the one that was hated the most out of everybody because she had the same exact face for every single emotion. Morphed Clark angry is the same as Morphed Clark happy, and it just didn't sell. It didn't sell Galadriel. If you remember that show,
Hypno, you have not seen what I have seen.
See, right. I gotta push back on that. I'm okay with hiring people based on their looks because by that logic, we can get Ryan here a job as Jack Black's stunt double. So
yes. I'm also in favor. I'm also in favor of hiring people based on their looks, so long as they look and sound just like me. So words, you can get away with it.
That's going to be very hard, right?
Jay, you could kind of get away with it. You kind of look Turkish, Middle Eastern, kind of halfway.
So we got to get Arabs in there? Got to get them Arabs hired.
I need to reach out to Project A-Roll because we haven't had any Asians. We need real Asians. I'm going to reach out to Project A-Roll to get an Asian, want to be a guest star. We need an Asian. You're not Asian enough, Ryan. Stop
Yeah,
it.
you're not.
I'm
Asian.
actually, I'm actually Irish. I'm Irish. I'm indigenous. I'm mixed breeding.
Indigenous to
Oh,
what?
you're indigenous? That's hot right now. You should really take advantage of that.
Shit. You
Were
need to
you
put that in your
that
You need to-
bio.
the Flower Moon, the one that died off camera?
Yeah,
I have a story that I'm working on.
your
I got a
people are
comic
being
on it.
represented in the upcoming Echo TV show, so you really need to
Oh,
like jump on that
God.
quick.
Are you
really
related to Elizabeth Warren, Jay?
Just take advantage while it's hot, man, because you know us Puerto Ricans, we didn't even get a chance, man. It got co-opted by black people. They took Miles Morales from us. But no, he's black. We didn't even get a chance.
They didn't even get
you
your
know?
fucking
So-
flag right.
Yeah, they didn't even
They
get my
don't
flag right. They put a fucking Cuban flag on the goddamn wall.
What the
Okay?
fuck?
They're communists. They're
They
communists.
put this is how little they care. Okay, so I'm just saying you have an entire fucking TV show dedicated to your people. Take advantage of it, my friend, because we got a fucking bullshit fake flag that wasn't even real, and now we got ourselves swinging through fucking Manhattan with our hair out because we gotta wear it natural. We can't fucking hide it. We can't hide it. We can't put a fucking mask on like a regular Spider-Man. No. We gotta be fucking diverse
Hey,
and have
Hypno.
our hair out there. God damn it, man. Sorry.
Hypno, here's the
fucking bitches.
Here's a comparison of the flags. Maybe whoever made the flags for that game was just colorblind, bro.
No, they were communists. Communist Puerto Rico.
You know what it
identical.
was? Some fucking white liberal over there at Insomniac Games was trying to look up the Puerto Rican flag, and they didn't realize that because they're on their computer 20 hours a day and they were watching it through their screen that had night mode on, the colors were reversed, and they realized that, oh shit, it's the wrong flag at the end of the day. It's like, you motherfuckers, stop looking at shit with night mode
it's
on.
the communist
You bitch.
flag.
Hey, Dragon Slayer, why did you have to
What?
search up the difference between Cuba's and Puerto Rico's flag?
No, because if
on
he said,
Quora?
they
Why?
were confused, I was like,
Look,
how
the
could you be
picture's right there.
confused?
Actually,
Ours is
look,
red.
That's how popular it is. Look, by typing Cuban flag, Puerto Rican flag, a Miles Morales picture pops up. Click it. Click it right there. Click it. Look. That's how annoyed.
I
That's
wasn't
how
trying,
annoyed
bro.
people are at this nonsense. Fucking Emily over at Insomniac Games put a Cuban flag
Emily.
on the wall of a fucking Puerto Rican man's house. You put a Cuban flag on the wall, you dumb bitch. Like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do it?
That's the most white girl name ever.
Because you know it was.
Hey,
It was
most
fucking
Emily's are
Emily.
attractive. Most
Emily
Emily's
did
are
it.
And
attractive.
crackheads, yes.
Emily fucking did it, bro. Emily put that
Emily's
fucking
rule for the
flag
world. If you're
on
still
the
in the
wall.
chat, you're the exception, not the rule.
And then she went on Twitter and she apologized with her multiple fucking emojis in her bio, talking about like BLM, Latinx is such an important month, guys. Such an important month, guys. We gotta respect all the heritage. Our characters, Puerto Rican.
Screw
Here's the
your
Puerto Rican flag
Latinx.
on the wall. Oh wait, it's Cuban. You fucking
Bro,
bitch.
how do you fuck up? Now look, I can get it if
It
she was
wasn't
if
a
Emily
fuck
was
up. They
colorblind,
want-
but
They want the United States to be the next fucking Cuba. It wasn't
Oh.
a fuck up. It was deliberate. They want
It's
you
already-
to be their
no.
foot soldiers for the fucking revolution.
oh, for fuck's sake.
Man.
And they want people like me to do you in with little red hats. I
I
mean, big red hats.
Fuck.
Not little ones. No, big ones.
all I'm saying is fucking Insomniac Games for
Hey,
that shit, bro. You couldn't even let us keep the character as a Puerto Rican character. You had to make him black. Then you turned us into a black communist, and then you have us swinging through fucking Manhattan with the most overly fucking bullshit diverse outfits I've ever seen in my life.
Spanish
You gave
people
us Air Jordans. You
are
put
not
us in
black.
a fucking hoodie because clearly
Spanish. I'm
Clearly-
gonna say this. I'm gonna
Spanish.
die on this hill. Spanish people who
Oh,
speak Spanish or Portuguese are not fucking black. I don't
Oh,
care
for Christ's sakes.
whether
Just be
whether you're from
quiet,
the
you
Caribbean
bastard.
or fucking Latin America. Dan Vasque isn't black. He's Portuguese, based in Brazil. Spanish people.
She's from a
Portuguese people
Ugandan
are not
family.
black.
What are you talking
No
about?
one is calling Latinos
Well-
black. Are you fucking off your nuts?
Latinos
the
are not
problem
black.
is
They're
Miles
white.
Morales' mom made the
Latinos
same
are
mistake that
black.
every Puerto Rican woman does in their early teens. They fuck with a black guy, become a single mom, and then they end up fucking raising their
That's
kid as an
every
Afro
Cuban girl,
Latino.
though. What the
Raising
fuck are you
them
talking
as an
about?
Afro Latino. That's what it is. Like, no, we gotta
Hey.
respect heritage, little amigo. puppy.
That's
We
why
need-
we
we need to
need
respect
amigo,
it.
that's the thing with Cubans too. What are you talking about? Every
We
This
need
is
to
why we
respect it.
need.
this shit.
This is
It's
why we
worse if
need
they're
to
white.
welcome. This is why we need to welcome Latino people. They are white. Dragon is white. Hypno is white. And we have to change the rules to make
Oh,
sure
God.
that whiteness remains in the future, because Spanish people, Portuguese people, European people are white.
You know, if a worldwide
Speak for
flood
yourself. I'm fucking
happens,
pink, bro.
wait,
Look at
wait, Leon. You know what I think? I think that if a worldwide flood ever happens, Ryan will be the one that gets the premonition from God, and he will just try to preserve all of our DNA samples and leave behind every other
imagine
race.
Morgan Freeman appearing like, I want
I can only
you,
imagine how he's
racist,
going to
build an
preserve all
ark.
our
Like,
DNA samples.
Look,
Hey, look,
there are
all I
five
gotta
white
ask is-
people. There are 5 white people on this on this panel. There are 5 white men on this panel. Maybe an Arab, but 5 white people on this panel.
Maybe an Arab, maybe, just
I'm from
This
the-
will might
My,
be
fam-
a fucking
my
Arab.
mom's from the Huron tribe.
So, what year
Not
were your
Arab.
people conquered?
My dad is Irish. My dad is Irish, though.
Was it before or after the Civil War?
Me dad was Irish. Oh, and when were you conquered then? Hell, right.
After the Civil War.
1876.
Oh,
Yes.
Not good.
Yes.
You know, I'm not very familiar with the Echo character. Was she never Hispanic at all?
I don't know. Well, that's a good
Her,
question.
her last name's
All I
fucking
know
Lopez.
is she
Hey,
was dead.
Hypno, I do have to say something. T-Gab made a very good point earlier on. He was asking, if Miles is Puerto Rican instead of Cuban, does that affect his ability to swim faster? That's a good
It
question
might.
you gotta ask. It
But we
might.
run faster on land since he's half
means,
black.
Gap, is that he can swim really well, but from the
Yeah.
neck down, he will never let his hair and his weave get in the water.
Exactly. Exactly. If it's
And
a Cuban,
actually,
they
he
don't give a
won't
shit. They're going all the way.
He
first
won't
of
get
all.
in the water unless he puts bags around his Jordans. He's got to make sure to protect the Jordans. He actually won't do
Bags
any.
around his
He
Jordans.
won't jump
So-
off buildings and land, because what happens is you might crease your shoes if you do that, and you
Oh,
can't
for
crease the
fuck's
shoes
sake.
either. So you
So
got to make sure you
global-
only do light jumps and no water.
So global warming will save us from Africa.
So Echo
basically.
is supposed to be okay. Wait a minute. So
She's
maybe
a
I'm
deaf
reading this wrong,
native.
but
No wonder they all lost.
why is this article from Men's Health? But okay, maybe
Wait,
I'm
back to
looking
the
at the wrong-
question. So
Man,
was
for
she
your
never,
health,
No, it
stay the fuck
says
away from this show.
it
was she
says
never
Ma-
Latina? Like, is that
No,
not
it
a
says
thing?
Maya Lopez, aka Echo, is a unique character in Marvel Comics canon in that she's deaf and of Native American heritage. She first debuted in Daredevil issue 9 in 1999. Her origin story is an interesting one. Her father was named Crazy Horse and was killed by Kingpin.
But what's her last name?
Yeah, I
Lopez?
don't think they were gonna go for that one, considering the connotations.
Oh, here we go. Wait. Echo first appeared in Daredevil Volume 2. She was half
Okay.
shy. How you say this shit, man? Cheyenne? Half
Cheyenne?
Cheyenne, whatever. half
Cheyenne, yeah.
Latina. And after Kingpin killed her father, Kingpin raised her as his own. So she was a half Latina. So why the fuck are they only focusing on
Wait,
the
so they
goddamn
changed
fucking
it?
indigenous side of her?
Wait,
Her
wait,
last
Cheyenne
so they
name
were-
is
changed it
fucking
from
low. Stop taking Hispanic people, you motherfuckers.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I'm
The
sorry.
Cheyenne,
I'm sorry.
Why are we only? Oh my god, bro!
the Cheyenne, ladies and gentlemen, the Cheyenne is a great car. I have
Couldn't
to
even give
say,
me the fucking deaf
Chevrolet-
girl. Fucking
What?
God, motherfucker.
No,
Sorry, Ryan.
No, the Chevrolet Cheyenne is a great car. It's a great muscle car, and I recommend you all check it out.
What do you know about
Because-
cars? You can't even afford a regular-
You don't know
can't
shit
afford a
about
ring
cars.
light.
You never
What do know
drove
about
one.
cars?
Stop
Hey,
lying.
hey,
I
have a
live in a
comic-
studio made of cardboard.
No,
Don't
no,
give us.
I have a comic
I don't know
show,
if
and I've
this
never
guy
read a
leaves the
comic.
room.
I can be very adaptable. You could have reality-based.
It says it right here. Fucking, like, they couldn't even put Latina first. They put Native American first.
But she's not deaf because she talks. She knows who's when someone's talking to her.
It's not even alphabetically correct. L becomes
I was
it comes
about
before
to say
N.
that.
L comes before N. Goddamn,
What?
motherfuckers.
Wait, what?
You couldn't
What happened?
even. You couldn't even put Latina first. You had to put Native American. Native American. She looked like a fucking oh, maybe because of the tattoos. Yeah, I guess. But still,
she got them tribal tattoos.
You couldn't even
American,
give me.
All right. She an
you
Indian.
couldn't even give me the goddamn deaf girl. Like you took the fucking you took the Spider-Man. That was cool, right? Like a version of Spider-Man that would have been great for Latino representation. So no, you said fuck you. We're gonna make him black, right? And focus on that. But we're gonna give you a fucked up flag in your room and then realize it afterwards and patch it like it's a fucking
I hope
the
the God
flag
it's a
really
glitch.
fucked
like
him
it's a
over.
glitch. Like don't patch it.
Now.
Did they patch the flag? Don't patch it. Don't patch the fucking flag. Leave the flag in Miles's room so that we can always look at it and remember that Insomniac Games said Puerto Ricans, you can go fuck yourselves. We didn't even do the most generic research to ensure that we put the proper pixels on the fucking wall of the character that we stole from you because we wanted to make him black. Okay, fine.
Hey,
you took
look,
Miles. You took Miles. No problem. I didn't want him anyway. Now you took Echo. A character that nobody even knows. Nobody would even known. Nobody would have even known
for that what ass pussy,
bro. Nobody would have even known. Here's the problem: nobody would have even known if Echo, was Latino or not. Like you could have just said she was Latina. Nobody would have known. Nobody's gonna watch it. Nobody's gonna watch this shit. No. So you could have gave us representation, under the desk, and it would have been great. You could have checked it off, whatever. Nope. You gave it to the indigenous people. You gave it a fucking J.
Bro.
No,
they don't
notice.
First off,
notice, ladies and gentlemen, it says "Protectors of Wakanda" is here on the website. But two, I'm going to say the most controversial thing I've ever said on this show, and it will hurt Hypno. If Puerto Rico
you muted him.
Let me speak my piece, and then you can shut me up.
Very good. Keep doing it.
If Puerto Rico was important, number one, they'd be able to vote for the president, and number two, they'd be an official state.
Oh, God.
If you were that important, you wouldn't be a fucking American colony.
Well, that's true. I mean, if you guys were important, you would have actually won, so it's fine.
My people are more fucking American.
You wouldn't be having cigarettes banned because Big Daddy government from a fucking 90-year-old royal man who gets blown under his desk says you can't have cigarettes. It's bad for you. You gotta have Big Daddy government tell you.
Dempsey's got a point. Dempsey says, "Yeah, but you guys gave Namor, so."
Who fucking wants Namor? Namor.
Nobody wants Namor. The child with no love.
Namor. Like
Namor. El niño sin amor.
Why'd you give us him? Because he's in the water. He's a fast swimmer. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want that shit.
And
he's Mayan too, bro. Mayans were all about that water shit, bro. That's why all their temples were located inland, dude. Bro. Namor.
Namor.
Namor was a ripoff of Aquaman.
No, Aquaman was a ripoff of Namor. Namor came first.
I always forget that. I always mix up the fucking
Brit.
origins of comics.
Goddamn Brit.
I have a show called Reality-Based Comics, yet I know nothing about comics.
Which is why my show might end up being a success, because all I need to do is gather a bunch of angry nerds to argue with each other.
They're not angry.
And I just
hand
back.
She gets slapped with like a fucking what is that?
She got slapped by Saruman and she got the white hand stuck on her. That's all I can think of.
Why is she speaking? Can you imagine how this sounds? Like, I know it's a comic book, but she's deaf, right?
Maya Lopez.
They also call me. How do you know what they call you? You can't hear it. I guess whatever. It is what it is. I'm just upset.
Sign language, sign language.
You're gonna talk about all this diversity, representation, inclusion. Look at this. This is a
there already
Latina
was.
All day.
That's the crazy thing, Hypno. There already was everything that these crazy activists are championing for. It already has existed for the longest time. It's just they don't like that the diversity, equity, whatever fucking inclusion you can think of that has been present for the longest time is normal, and it's not their warped version of those terms. And
this
now
entire Twitter
profile,
Twitter profile goes against everything Atreus tries to say. Like black girls don't care about this stuff. There is a Twitter profile called I was gonna say angry black girls. Wow, black girl nerds.
Girl nerds.
So if we make a Twitter profile called white girl nerds, is that racist?
Yes.
No, because
do
you
it?
can't be racist to
I'll
white
pay you to
people.
run it,
Remember,
Ryan.
remember,
I'll
you
pay you
can't
to
be
run it.
racist against whites. Okay, you can be racist against other groups, not whites, though. That's what they
We should
say.
all wear tiny hats. Then we get more privilege than everyone else.
No, tiny hoods. Tiny hoods.
Ah, Jay
with
gets it.
ropes.
I'm thinking
Wow.
of trying to decide if you're talking about Jews or Shriners. I'm like, 'cause both get a pretty good deal. So
You decide, Leon. That way the algorithm can't do me in.
Oh,
Shriners have
God.
At
those
least
really
something would do
cool
you in.
tiny cars, though. So I'm leaning
should-
towards Shriners.
No, we
Talk
should
about
dress
this.
as the goblins from Hogwarts Legacy because apparently they represent Jews.
Oh,
that's
they'll
good.
get you now, Dragon.
Let's talk about the Legend of Zelda live
God,
action.
don't cast Tom Holland. That's my
Please,
one
no, that's
fucking
what I was gonna
request.
say.
Don't cast Tom Holland. That's it. Like, if you want to go with some effeminate homo soy boy that's hot in Hollywood right now, at least go Timothy Chalamet for Link. And even that's a bit much, but get
What
an
about
unknown.
Little Nas X? Let's make
Get an unknown.
Link
Well, the fact
Exactly. I
that
agree
Tom
with
Holland
Leon.
has
Get an
taken
unknown.
aggressive back shots makes me not excited to even think about him playing as Link.
Just pick a Korean actor that has like those really good
Shut the
looks.
fuck up, Dragon. Link is blonde with blue eyes.
They got
German.
wigs for that
Oh,
and
to be
contacts.
fair,
Leon.
listen,
That's not
you
fucking
guys have seen the
face.
Death. Obviously, you've seen the Death Note live action, right? That's an old movie.
Mhm.
You've seen it.
Oh,
Now,
God.
come on, look what they fucking did to L, bro. Okay, look what they did to L. My man L.
Dude,
they
I'm
turned him
wearing-
into a fucking
I'm wearing
badass.
Death Note. I'm wearing
Exactly.
Death Note.
So you know what I'm talking about. They turned
Yes.
fucking bro. God, I'm just gonna go on a rage tonight. They turned.
Let
L,
it go. Let it go,
right?
Hypno. Let it go.
No,
Release
I
the
need
rage.
someone.
Let it out.
I
I
need
wanna
someone
hear
to.
this. They turned
I need
L
someone to
into-
explain. No, I need someone to explain this. I'm bringing it up because maybe I'm just missing something, right? Maybe I just don't know like what the fuck I'm talking about, right? Especially when it comes to this stuff. So this is L for those of you guys who maybe don't know who L is. This is L.
Oh, great character.
Oh
Great character.
no.
This is
Great
L.
character.
Yeah.
He looks
Right,
like
fantastic.
a fucking ghost.
Fantastic character, absolutely fantastic. And honestly, the back and forth between him and Light is just unbelievably good.
beautiful.
Unbelievably good.
It's
Yeah.
peak manga / anime.
So why would you turn L from that? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, keep that image in
No,
your
please
mind
don't.
to
Please
this.
Don't Hypno.
How is this
No.
How is this L?
What's crazy is acting wise, the way he like carried himself, the way he spoke, the way he sat, he actually like nailed the character. But why did you cast? Let's be real.
No,
why
he
would you
did.
cast a black dude
He
to play?
did.
fucking
That's
play
what
L?
made it even more upsetting because he actually got the nervousness of L
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah,
He got the
he
mannerisms
played
of
the
L
character
correct.
really well.
Yeah.
Wow.
How
And
did you
people
like?
and people say it's a conspiracy theory that people like me are getting replaced.
I mean,
Bro, I couldn't believe when this happened. I know this is old, but it's just fucking. It just goes to the whole overarching story.
It's
I
so
was shocked
bad.
too.
Let's go back to
I was
Legend of
shocked
Zelda.
too, but like it's like okay, look, if you want a worse example, bro, like just watch. Like, have any of you seen or even looked at the manga, like the anime or the manga for like Saint Seiya? Any of you?
No.
Well, damn. Well, I was gonna say, like, if you've ever watched the Saint Seiya anime or read the manga, and you watch the 2023 Knights of the Zodiac film, it's the same fucking problem. You got this great character, everything's all set up, and then they cast this dude who doesn't know how to relate the character whatsoever, and it's just a disaster. And they waste so much money on it. And I don't know. For Legend of Zelda, I am a little bit nervous that they might actually. What the?
I
fuck?
bet you. I'm willing to put money down. They give it to Elliot Page.
Oh, that's
think
an
so?
interesting idea. Although I will say, ladies and gentlemen, I
Sorry,
don't know
my
much
screwed
about.
up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know much about anime, or in this case, Zelda. Maybe I should make shows about them and bring on guests who know everything about them.
I
so we
think
can
I
have
want
a
to make a
good
stream
show.
called Anime Wars. I think that'd be awesome.
Oh,
What about
God.
Hypnotic
Dude,
anime? That'd be
I
good.
just totally off the cuff. It's something everybody knows. I've been thinking about it like nonstop. It's just
Needs to
when to
happen.
find a time to dedicate it. I would totally make a live stream once a week called Anime Wars, and we just fucking like just duke it out. I think it'd be great.
Leon would
dude,
be
Leon
like
will lose all the time.
I'd be on,
Leon.
like me
Look
and
at
Leon
Leon,
go
he's blushing because
far
he's
when it
like,
comes
"Oh
to our
my
anime
god,
and manga takes.
Daddy's gonna beat me." No,
Oh, I love.
No,
Oh,
no.
gonna be great.
we
Leon
need to
would be
talk-
like
we need to
freaking
talk about that.
Yawek from freaking Bleach. It's just like relentless in the pursuit of destroying everyone
Oh,
out
yeah.
of some fucking like
I love
creed.
I love me my anime, and I'm such a fucking elitist snob. But no, in terms of this, like, look, I'm stoked for this movie. I'll be real. I am very excited for this movie, and there's so many people talking about how it's gonna get ruined. They're gonna destroy it. Look, Warcraft was awesome. Detective Pikachu was awesome. Mario was awesome. Gran Turismo was pretty fine. The Sonic movies were awesome. And Nintendo
One
and
Piece.
Miyamoto are heavily involved in this. I see no reason. In my opinion, we have finally gotten enough proof that video game films can be done, especially in live action. I don't see why this has the potential, if done right, to be the next like family-friendly Lord of the Rings with what they can pull from and all the lore. I don't see why everyone's throwing such shade at this just because it's live action.
I think it's because like people, I would say it's mostly coming from the Western audiences, to be honest with you. It's just a lot of people, a lot of the Western audiences, they've always when they hear the words like, oh, remake or live action, such and such really popular IP, everyone starts to get nervous.
We've had so many good live action video game adaptations.
I know, but
live action adaptations in general, besides video games, we've had One Piece, which is good. Yu Yu Hakusho is looking like it'll work. Why is it that
Yu Yu
Legend of
Hakusho
Zelda
looks really
is the
good.
one people are throwing a fit about?
Well, it's because the way
you
the
know what?
characters presented in the games, though, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like the character, I think that the whole speaking thing is irking people a little bit. A lot of people, I always see, that's all I'm seeing, honestly, is people saying, well, Link doesn't speak in the games, so how are we going to do this? You know what I mean? Are we just going to have a mute character the entire time?
It's easy. I mean, I agree he should stay silent, but Hardcore Henry, silent protagonist. Willy's Wonderland, silent protagonist. Both those movies work real well. Or, while I want him to stay silent, Link can't talk. He talks in the games. They just don't have you read what he says or anything for immersion purposes. But it's canonical that Link can talk. Zelda goes out of her way to leave diary notes talking about the conversations she and Link have. Link makes hand gestures as if he's talking. Like, I don't know why people are upset about. Again, I want him to be silent, but if he's not, it's not like Link is a mute in lore.
I think that
actor-
I think they could pull it off with Link being just a character that just doesn't speak that much, right? Like he doesn't have to be silent, but he could just be someone who just doesn't really speak that much and kind of just, I don't I'm trying to think of a comparison, but a couple words here and there, nothing crazy. It doesn't have to be a fucking overly animated dialogue character.
Just have him be a stoic character.
Yeah, that's a good word, stoic. Go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
But I don't think they're not going to use Tom Holland. I don't see it. I see them going for something like Hunter Schafer from Euphoria, that transgender.
Nintendo, I doubt Nintendo's going to let that happen.
I highly doubt it. Japanese are not really into that. They'll just find someone.
This movie is being 60-40, 60% done by Nintendo, 40% by Sony.
Yeah, I don't think
Mario didn't have, but maybe Mario wasn't woke at all. You really think that after $1.36 billion, they're gonna risk that happening with Zelda? Nah, no. Nintendo ain't gonna play that game.
They'll just find a very effeminate looking man to like sort of act.
But then explain Avatar. Avatar
What
was like the
Nintendo-
creator was supposed to be running that movie and he left, and they've kind of
Nintendo won't do that though. No, you can't compare. The whole reason Nintendo never made any movies after 1993's Super Mario Bros. Is because they were astonished at how disrespected their source material was. Like the reason Detective Pikachu and Mario are so beloved is because Nintendo will not give anyone else creative control. Everything, just like One Piece with Oda, everything has to be greenlit by Nintendo. Yeah. So like, when people are talking about, oh, they're going to make Link a black gay tranny, like, no, they're not. You clearly are just looking for things to culture war wise bitch about. You don't actually know anything about Nintendo. Nintendo would not allow that. Now, just because Nintendo won't allow it to be woke doesn't mean it'll automatically be good. Non-woke shit is still bad all the time. But
there's a big
I think we have less to worry about in the woke department.
Between Japanese overall, right, and Nintendo. Nintendo's a hell of a lot more strict on what they do. But you got to remember, like, if you read a lot of manga and watch a lot of anime, there's a lot of characters in manga, especially that gender bend, right? Like they create a lot of male characters that literally look like girls. Tokyo Ghoul has a character Fuck, I forgot the name of the guy. God, how can I forget the name? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
It's the concept of
Assassination Classroom also has one as well. Like
Mhm.
there's a whole bunch of gender bending male characters, and they just have that, right? It's not that they're trannies, it's just how they draw them, you know.
Well,
But
it's,
unfortunately,
there's a reason
when the
for it.
West gets their hand on them, they turn them immediately into like this trans allegory or this like you know trans representation thing, and they just
Because a
completely
lot of
run off with it.
Western, yeah,
The
but that's
Western world corrupts
Frieza
everything
too
it
from Dragon Ball
touches.
Z.
well,
Probably
no.
the most
What I
popular
would,
one.
what I was gonna say is that like the reason why that happens, at least on with Western iterations, is because a lot of Western studios, unfortunately, do not understand a very core concept has existed in Japanese society, but also in like Far Eastern cultures like China and Korea, and that is the concept of the paradox. So basically, it's the idea that while this character can look, super effeminate, they can also be very manly and strong, for example,
Right.
at the same exact time.
And I want
and
Link
that's
to
the
look
thing.
effeminate in this movie. Like if you're going to do the character of Link correctly, there's really only been one instance where Link was intentionally masculine, and they went out of their way to make him intentionally masculine in Twilight Princess. Other than that, Link is intentionally a very feminine male character, not gay, not trans, just a feminine male character. Because
isn't he an eternal warrior too?
The young hero, like there's a bunch of different Japanese archetypes he falls into. So yeah, I want a more feminine male to play Link.
The characters I was referencing is I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Juzao Suzuya from Tokyo Ghoul and Nagisa from Assassination's Classroom. Those two are male characters that look like bitches, like straight up. Nagisa, if you look at some of the pictures, I'm like, Nagisa, you look thick. Like, well, what's going on here? You know, like it's very clearly supposed to be a girl, at least drawn.
Oh yeah,
and they even make the jokes in the manga too. They make the jokes like, "Are you a girl?" They constantly reference him as a girl, and then eventually they realize it's a guy. But those two characters are the perfect example.
They do the same thing in Ramen. What is it? Ranma
1/2.
Yeah, they have a character in there that's very feminine looking, but when people mention him,
Haku and Naruto also, Haku was I think my first exposure to a trap character. Like
I think with Link too. I think Link has become a little slightly more feminine looking as the graphics have gotten better with the more modern games. Like you see the longer hair better. Like in this picture right here, it just looks a little more feminine. If you look back at older Links that are still 3D, like Ocarina of Time and whatnot, it's really not that feminine the character. Like it's just. But as the games become more modern and the models become more fleshed out, they are definitely going with the more feminine looking. But still male character.
And the art style has a lot to do with that too. When you cell shade, you can't exactly do a strong jawline, for example, because cell shading doesn't really allow for that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, just at the end of the day, like there's just something about it has nothing to do with Tom Holland taking back shots or anything like that.
Yeah,
it
does for me.
I don't see him as
for Hypno. It does.
It's not even because I see him as Spider-Man. I don't think Tom Holland. Shoehorning him into everything popular, Spider-Man, Uncharted, like I don't know. I want to love the Legend of Zelda movie for it being a Legend of Zelda movie, not because look, Tom Holland is in it. Like I think you should probably get somebody. Maybe you can get someone famous to play Ganondorf or Zelda's father, the King of Hyrule. Like you can do it like that. Jet Black as Bowser was a great casting. Chris Pratt as Mario was great, but again, you didn't really see either of them, so I guess it's not necessarily the same. Like I don't know. Did anyone see American Gods? Did anyone watch that show?
I saw clips of it, but I may understand what you're trying to get at.
Well, I mean, there's this character who's a leprechaun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send a picture of him real quick. This would be my dream casting for Ganon. This is the guy I would have play Ganon. Let me open image in a new tab here, and there we go. Send this to the chat.
Okay.
Like the only thing, Ganon's gonna be hard because he's a dark skinned ginger, but he's a desert person. So I don't like sometimes his skin's more green, sometimes
more like
so I don't really know if it would be considered a race swap. I don't know how you would do it, but that's who I would cast as Ganon.
It would be but like his skin always appears to me like always has that dark cold texture, regardless of like the contrast of the skin. Yeah, I know that in some of them you always do. In some of the games, it goes more green, and others it goes more far like like dark cold black. But I mean, that's look. I can believe that being Ganondorf, but you know, I don't know. Like with Legend of, just correct me if I'm wrong, Leon, because the thing is, like Legend of Zelda games, those were not like my big thing, but even I heard about them. Isn't Zelda supposed to be like this this very young immortal warrior that, you know, wakes up, you know, when the princess commands him or when things are at their worst?
Zelda is the princess.
Oh, sorry, Link. My bad.
I'm doing.
My bad. I fucked up. Yeah,
No,
Link.
the Legend of Zelda games are they're like Final Fantasy. Almost every game is its own story. Like there is a loose timeline, but the hero and Zelda, Link and Zelda, are basically reincarnated over and over because they're cursed. Because evil will always find the land of Hyrule. So you can do, which I love that's how it works, because you don't need to adapt a game. You can do an all original story and just pull from lore from different games, because every Zelda game, minus a couple, they're not direct sequels. One will take place in one timeline. One is several hundred years later. One is another 100 years after that. So, and it's almost always a different Link and a different Zelda just being reincarnated over and over. So you don't even need to follow a game.
So they get reincarnated. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Slayer, just so you know, you did one of the biggest cardinal sins in gaming, and
shit! I'm so sorry, guys.
Is never going to let it. You're done. You're done.
Yeah. In my head, I was thinking Link. In my head, I was thinking Link. But then the name Zelda came out. I was like, oh fuck.
That is why
Zelda's another case, though. Speaking of the character, where you can do a strong female, because in the majority of Zelda games, Zelda is not a damsel in distress. She's not like Peach. Zelda actually is, if not a fighter, she's a very integral, active role in the story, whether she's pulling strings behind the scenes. Sometimes she is a straight up fighter. Other times she's like Zelda is almost always doing something very active in the background. So if you want your strong female character, Zelda is, again, I don't think Peach was woke. A lot of people did. I don't think so, but Zelda definitely wouldn't be, because she's actively a participant. Like almost every final fight in the Zelda game is Link and Zelda taking on Ganon together.
I think they should do what they did, like similar to what they did with Harry Potter, is do a search and find an unknown. And
I agree. I completely agree.
Like, you look at One Piece. There's a lot of characters that you like, or actors that you didn't really know. That would be good.
Please,
One Piece was fantastic with all these I keep saying characters, actors that were kind of unknowns, and it worked out really well. I think you could do that with Zelda.
Yeah, I think they should go with unknowns. I really do. Like if they're gonna go with someone famous, just don't go with Tom Holland. I really can't see it.
What about just purely as a silly example? What about Hugh Jackman? Yeah, you imagine Hugh Jackman looking a bit
as
younger.
Ganondorf, I can.
As Ganondorf, that's what I was thinking too.
My biggest problem with Tom Holland as Nathan Drake was that he just wasn't man enough. Like guy, he looks like a baby. You know what I mean? And Nathan Drake is a taller, a little bit, more manly kind of guy.
You were saying you wanted Mark Wahlberg to be Nathan instead.
Not even Mark Wahlberg, bro, honestly, but he probably would have been much better. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what
even this guy probably would have been better if he just cuts his hair. Like it's just you casted this guy who looks like a fucking child to play a manly man guy. And it just didn't pass. I don't know. And with Link too, I feel like it'll be the same thing. Can you imagine Tom Holland with like long hair? Like I don't know. It's just
no.
Anything could honestly work, because Henry Cavill pulled off Geralt very good, and he obviously doesn't have long hair, but still, it's just the point is you gotta try to match it to at least some extent, and it just wouldn't fit. None of this would fit. If Tom Holland was as Link, it just wouldn't fit.
Hypno, now that you mentioned Henry Cavill, you know what I thought? This will never happen, but imagine Henry Cavill as Gil-galad. Jesus Christ, that would be perfect.
That would be perfect. Will never happen. He would go hard in that role, but they don't like that. Or they don't want someone who's actually going to care about.
Well, no, the Warner Brothers movies.
Someone who's going to just listen and do whatever.
Warner Bros is going to make their own separate movies to compete with Amazon.
Yeah,
so
I don't have any faith.
Well, I don't either.
Warner Brothers is not a consistent company. It's not a consistent.
What was that, Jay?
Warner Brothers depends on if Universal buys Warner Brothers, like the rumors are suggesting. Like I don't know if that actually happens, then you're going to see a lot better content.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
Warner
mean, I
Brothers,
hope
that
so.
with them, they're like 50-50. It's like they'll put out some of the most cringy shit, and then out of nowhere they actually put out like
They
halfway
do something
decent stuff.
based. Yeah, they're like
Yeah,
Amazon.
it's weird. It's like, what's wrong with you? Like, you guys have an
Like-
identity crisis, you know? Amazon
Like The
actually does it too,
Boys
to be
and
fair.
then-
You're right, Leon. They do put out every once in a while. They put out something good, and then just
And then
just
they give you
completely
Rings of
destroy it.
Power.
Yeah,
Rings of Power and the Terminal List in the same fucking year. Like, what the
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how with way more money than any studio's ever held in their hands all at once, you fuck up so bad. But it happened. It's a great lesson for everyone else. Everyone called it, but no one wanted to believe it at the same time. But you know, it is what it is with these shows. You know, I sincerely hope, at least with the topic of Zelda, that it does very well and that they actually do good casting, that they take into consideration the characters. You know, I have a little more faith in this because, like you said, Leon, Nintendo is behind this, and obviously they are very, as I've known.
I also have faith in the producer, by the way. The only
Who's the
confirmed
producer?
individual is the producer's Avi Arad, who's made some hits and misses, don't get me wrong, but he's produced literally every single Spider-Man movie that's ever come to theaters. And that's fair enough for me. Like, you know, there's Spider-Man's had some hits and misses, but the dude's produced every Spider-Man movie, and not a single Spider-Man movie has ever lost money, regardless of their quality. So,
no, yeah.
Well, the old console war between Nintendo and Sega is just going to move to films. I mean, it's going to be a battle between Nintendo and Sega as to the most financially successful video game adaptations. I think that would be very good because you see what Nintendo does. It's isolated in its own Japanese bubble, so it hasn't been corrupted. And you see Sega succeeding with hopefully it'll be a trilogy of Sonic films. Hopefully there's a third one, but maybe
Nintendo's going to play this very smart, right? They're going to play it very close to the chest when it comes to the live action Zelda. I definitely think they're gonna play close to the chest, and they're only doing this because they saw the success from Super Mario Brothers, obviously. And look what happens when you just supposedly. But the thing is, I think it was in development hell a little bit, where they weren't quite sure if they wanted to actually make it a thing or not. And I believe, I don't know if it was the president or somebody there said that they didn't have a lot of faith in the movies doing well. Like they just thought that Nintendo IPs were just video game only. They're only going to do well with video games. They had such a bad taste in their mouth from the original Super Mario Brothers that they just were completely turned off by the idea of movies or even TV shows, but mainly movies. So they never did it.
They didn't start making it
Super Mario just
until
completely.
Mario, but yeah, they've been working on this for I think they've been working on this for the last 5 years or something. It's actually pretty insane how long they've been working. Or since 2015, not 5 years. So almost 10 years. But it's been a half-hearted production until Mario took off. They're like, all right, time to take it seriously.
They realized that the money's there, and the IPs are still very strong, very strong. They have staying power. Nintendo has always had staying power. That's why they're Nintendo. That's why none of their fucking games ever go on sale. Those bastards, very rarely. But they have a lot of staying power.
They've been out of print since like 2005. Hold their value. You go to a fucking flea market and see a copy of Metroid Prime, and it's like $70.
Dude, it's insane.
Well, they're smart
I'll
because
go to the store and look at the aisles and see this PlayStation game on sale, this Xbox game on sale, and actually like recent titles on sale. And I'm like, let me go see what the Switch has. I don't have a lot of Switch games. Let me just go maybe pick something up. $59.99 everything. I'm like, what about why is Wii Sports like $59? Why is any of this stuff? Why? It just doesn't. Just give me a sale.
Nintendo.
And I find that magic yellow ticket that shows like it's a sale, and I go $54.99. I'm like, you know what? You could just go fuck yourself. I don't even.
That's
care.
how they maintain the quality. Hypno. Nintendo are the world's last.
It's not a fucking Mercedes. It's a goddamn disc. What do you mean maintain?
I'm aware of that, Hypno. I'm
like I'm
also
going to the
aware.
dealership. And they're like, yeah, 10,000 over sticker because it's a Mercedes. We need to maintain. There's no negotiating with Mercedes. It's a fucking game. Like, give me a sale.
But it's quality.
Hypno is really triggered right now.
Looks
No,
really
you know what
sucks when
triggered
they
me?
say it's made in
Do
Puerto
better,
Rico and has a
Nintendo.
Cuban flag.
No. This is what triggered me, bro. This is what triggered me. I'm gonna tell you exactly what triggered me. And I remember this. I remember this, okay? And it's in my fucking brain. So the new Pokemon game came out, right? The one
Yeah.
after Sword and Shield. Which one is that one? I forgot. The one after Sword and Shield is which is that one?
I've been out of
Sun and Moon or
Nintendo since
Arceus?
the GameCube. I don't
It,
know.
it's the new mainstay games.
It's Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon. Okay, so Sun and Moon came out, and
I
I'm
mean,
like, all right,
not, it was Scarlet and Violet, not Sun and Moon.
whatever
Scarlet
the
and Violet.
fuck,
one.
whatever the fuck came out of after Sword and Shield. Okay, I didn't have Sword and Shield, so I'm like, you know what? Let me go get the old one. Like, I'll get the old one. It's probably a lot cheaper, and I'll pick up the new one later when that one becomes cheaper, because I don't really have to be playing the Pokemon game right away. I don't really care. So went to GameStop, checked on. I went to GameStop first, and I checked online afterwards. Went to GameStop, and I'm like, yo, do you have the older Pokemon games, the Sword and Shield? They're like, yeah, it's over there in the corner. I'm like, all right, cool. So go pick up the box, no pricing on it. Go pick up the box. I'm like, yo, how much are these? And they're like, oh, it's great news. It's on sale. I'm like, all right, cool. No problem. How much? $54.99. And I'm like, okay. So hold on. So how much? So I went back and I grabbed I'm like, how much are these? Like, these are the new ones, right? They're like, yeah, these are the new ones. And I was like, all right, cool. So how much are these then? If these are $54.99, they said, well, that's $59.99. And I'm like, but then why? I literally just walked. When I say I walked out, I'm telling you, I was like, all right, is it like that online? And they're like, yeah, it's pretty much like that everywhere. They don't really discount them. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So I fucking walk out and I go online and I get depressed at every single listing that shows $54.99. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is Nintendo like the golden grail of video games? Nothing's ever on sale. It's just
That's
depressing.
why it's the holy grail of video games.
Well, that's why I only have 5 of them, Ryan. Okay, I have 5 fucking Switch games. That's
Look,
it.
I'm a poor fucker. I'm the poorest person on this panel, but I appreciate the quality Nintendo puts into their products. There's a GameCube game that I love called Gotcha Force. I think it's the best damn fucking video game ever created. You go and try and buy that game on GameCube, it's like $200 fucking dollars, $300 fucking dollars.
What the hell?
I remember selling
Pokemon
that.
is fucking money laundering. I don't care.
I remember selling that for the equivalent of $2 in 2006 when GameCube games were dirt fucking cheap. My father forced me to sell it, and now it's worth $300 fucking dollars. I love playing that.
I felt that
game.
emotion. I felt that. That was kind of like me the other day when I was going through my old stuff and I found my PS Vita and I looked it online. I was like, how much is it going for? Out of curiosity,
Ryan,
it's almost
Ryan,
$300 loose. I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy.
Oh,
I had
where's the
$300
price
just
on
sitting
that?
there
I like
doing
Cobra.
nothing.
Cobra. Don't listen to Ryan. He has a Steven Seagal box set.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Ryan, look.
Hey, look.
I got a page.
Give this to Ryan so he can buy himself a pot noodle. There
Ryan, look. Let me show you the
For my
buying prices
father,
for
not for
Gotcha
me.
Force. This is a used one.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, that's
And
the
this is
high
a
prices.
used very good.
Yeah, don't use Amazon. It's fucking extortionate.
How?
Go to CEX. Go to
Authentic
CEX in
game
the
disc
UK.
only?
Yeah,
That is insane.
yeah. It's
What?
fucking amazing. This game is the best
my
game I
copy
have
of
ever
Three
played.
Roads is expensive. Jesus.
It's
How?
no, Gotcha Force, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. It's a 2003.
Can't check it out. $1,600, Ryan.
Yeah, how am I
The
supposed to
very
check
good,
that out? I don't
very
have money
good
for that.
version. $1,600.
Hold
They
on,
give
chat.
you money.
No,
Everyone in chat, I think if my math is right, about a $10 super chat from everyone will be enough for Hypno to get this game and then rub it in Ryan's
No.
face. And he owns
it's
it.
the best game I have ever played. It is
If I
better
ever
than
get it in some
Starfield.
sort of a collection, I will surely send you a picture.
All right, 90 of you, come on, donate money right now, okay?
I-
No,
Hypno
don't
needs to
donate
buy
to the
this in
guys. Don't
3
donate.
minutes.
Don't donate. It's
Just
fine.
fucking.
That's
Oh,
assuming
God.
it works. Because I bought one of these like 5 years ago for about £100, and the disc
Wait.
didn't fucking work properly.
Wait. This one says authentic game disc only. Will come in a generic case for protection. Disc will be in good condition or better and may have wear such as
Wear.
scratches or smudges. Personally tested and plays perfectly. Ships free with tracking.
Yeah,
Buy
yeah,
with
that's fucking
confidence.
code for it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work properly.
At all. Oh,
It's
Check
amazing.
out Gotcha Force. It's a great game.
That
Gotcha
is
Force versus the Death Force. It's a wonderful game.
Just to
Capcom
close
made
out,
it.
just to close out on the Legend of Zelda thing. So hopefully whoever they get to play the roles is well casted. Hopefully, it's not an identity politics filled mess. I highly doubt it will be, to be honest with you. But if it is, I would be shocked, and I'd probably be pretty pissed about it. And I don't know. I think they're gonna go very cautiously with it. I think they're going to take their time with it. They already have been taking their time with it. And I think it will pay off for them in the end. I have no reason to doubt Nintendo movies, considering how successful Mario Brothers was. But Super Mario really like blew me away in terms of how much it did. I couldn't believe it. I was expecting definitely like high hundreds of millions, like maybe 8, 8, 9, give or take. I didn't expect
I expect
more than $1 billion. I
expected
honestly
Bill.
didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I did not think it was gonna be $1 billion movie at all, and the fucking thing just killed it. So Nintendo definitely has some steam, and if they play their cards right, they'll be fine for sure.
I just like to say Dynasty Warriors is also a great game franchise, except for 9 that was dog shit. But Dynasty
enough.
Warriors, Gotcha Force, they're great games. Check them out.
I love how Hypno said that if Nintendo plays their cards right, because that's how Nintendo started in the 1800s as a company that made decks of cards.
Right, right.
Oh,
Nice little pun there. Totally intentional, I promise. And I think that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're ready to close out the night. It was an awesome stream tonight. Really was. Got to talk about a lot of nonsense. The Marvels is bombing beautifully, and I can't wait to continue roasting it in videos. What I will say is I updated the outro for you guys, so please make sure you stick around for that. It's actually kind of funny. Put some new modern stuff into it. No pun intended. Let's do our outros, ladies and gentlemen. Start with Dragon Slayer commentaries. Take it away.
Hey guys, well, as usual, this is a great stream. We had quite a lot of fun this time around, and I just want to say that if you guys want to check out the current content I have available, plus any future content that will be coming up, especially that on that fucking god-awful Marvels movie, then, you can check out my channel either on the link that this bastard TGAP is sharing right now, as usual, or on the description, or you can... you want to find my socials, just click the About section on my YouTube channel page, and it should take you straight to either my Twitter or my Rumble, where you can see all of my videos that I also post them over there in case YouTube ever decides to banish me into the void. But yeah, that's me, guys, all right? And yes, dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow, and dishonor on your link, you bastard. There you go.
I'm not gonna lie, you definitely are in the dishonored territory by what you did earlier. It's not good.
Shut up.
You're gonna have to keep low on the internet for the next week or so until things cool off. I'm gonna have to
keep low. I fly
level
high.
is unironically saying Pokemon instead of Pokemon. Like that's the level of what you did.
Ryan Roger Athlete, take it away. Local races.
I know nothing about Zelda, but I know Zelda is a woman. It's Joe Biden.
Well,
Let me just get my composure. Thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the iconic Hypnotic. It's nearly 4 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, so I'm not at 100%. Go and check out Words of Paradise. He's an extremely talented content creator. He's blushing. That's why he's hiding himself. Check out Dragon Slayer commentaries as well. He's criminally underrated. Puts far too much time into his videos. No wonder he's criminally underrated. And check out Desolute Soul Studios. I'm sure you will all enjoy what he has to offer. I think Jay is very talented, and I'm going to add him to my Rising Stars series. We got quite the queue, Jay, so it may take some time, but I'm sure all the fine folks and fellow creators will know who you are thanks to Rising Stars. And you're more than welcome to be on Reality Base too, as I always like to do when Hypno has guests on. I'm ever the opportunist because got to grow somehow, and I have great talks in the process. So thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and no other genders, binaries, tranny demons, they, them, pronoun demons,
AIDS demons.
AIDS demons, yes.
Yeah. There you go.
I've AIDS demons.
Activist demons?
Dementia demons.
I can't remember my own fucking outro.
It's 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. That's why you can't remember.
That's one. and slanderous slags is another. So bye for now, folks. I'm only 24, and my mind's gonna go by the time I'm 30.
Nice.
You
Mr.
forgot
Leon
to add
Idol.
ya cunts at the end.
Yes, this has
Take
been
it
another
away.
awesome Saturday. We got to spend a lot of time disagreeing and agreeing about the Marvels, talking about the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie is going to be great. If you want to go ahead and check out my channel, it is Words of Paradise. I cover nerdy news and pop culture, usually through a bit of a political lens. Done a couple videos lately that I incredibly enjoy. I mean, I've done several on the Marvels, which is not normally I don't cover the same subject multiple times, but the Marvels is a pretty exception. Also talked about things like Jezebel failing because God damn it, anyone that's been around since Gamergate knows what great news that is. And obviously love spending time here on Saturday Night Hypnosis. Highlight of my week. You can check me out on my live show on Mondays at 3 p.m. Central Time. I also, about 2 to 3 times a month, do Tuesday night shows. Not Retro Wednesday, sorry. Tuesday Night Arcade, where you can catch me doing a rare gaming stream. Those are fun. Other than that, yeah, just hop on over. I would love to see you. And Nintendo, look, if you make Zelda woke, I'm gonna be upset. I'm bringing the Master Sword to you. So yeah, this is what's coming for some Nintendo execs if they fuck up a live action Zelda movie. But other than that, check me out, and thanks again. Happy Saturday and happy Veterans Day.
You know
Sword is bigger
the
than
you
you
know
are.
the you
I'm
know the
clapping
tranny
for
demon
the
is
second
serious.
most talented person on this
Wait.
stream.
You know the tranny demon's very serious when he pulls
Let
out his
Jay
master
do his
sword on
outro,
Nintendo
you
execs.
fucking twat.
On that
You
note,
are the
Jay, our
fucking
special
twat.
guest, Desolute Soul Studios, man. Take it away.
Thank you again for having me on. It was great meeting you all. Thank you to the chat. You guys were awesome tonight. Go check out Desolate Soul Studios. I got a lot happening at the end of 2023 and looking forward to 2024. December, right now it looks like Corey Feldman's supposed to be coming on my channel. I have the editor-in-chief from Spawn Comics coming on my channel, Thomas Healy. I have Von Klaus coming on. I have a bunch of guests coming on for interviews. I will be doing videos. I will be doing some live reviews. And I will be producing my comic. I'm just finishing drawing the one book that I'm working on right now. I am doing a book right now. It's called Desolate Souls. And everyone come by, check it out. You can reach me on Twitter at Devilish Doyle. And again, thank you to everyone, and thank you, Hypnotic. And hopefully we get him on whenever he gets the time to hop on my channel for an interview. And of course, everyone on this panel. So.
Absolutely. Trying my best, man. Trying my best.
Check out my super economy pad paper, £1.50 for 300 pages.
You get that at Poundland?
He definitely got that at Poundland for sure.
No, I got it at the work.
He got it at Poundland, all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Poundland is a great store.
Episode 64 was awesome. Thank you, everybody who came out and hung out with us tonight. Thank you, everybody in the chat as well, for hanging out with us tonight. Chat was on fire, especially during the whole Marvels thing. It was hilarious to see. Also, shout out to all the mods in the chat as well. Thank you guys for all you continue to do. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who decided to take the extra step in Super Chat. Never needed, but always appreciated. And with that being said, continue to go be bigots, and we will see you guys next week for episode 65. Have a great night, everybody. And of course, as I said, go be a bigot. Good night.
Good night.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men, and I got news for you.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog or her cat would land in the vagina. Vagina. Vagina.